Stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, chosen for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. And when I fudge, you let punk, shut the fudge up and back the fudge up, while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get fame for all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics. I am OG Mumbling Nick, and I will bring to the stage my co-host who is with me as always, Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How are we doing, sir?
Hey, everybody. How are you today?
Oh, did we lose him? Oh. Do you want on the stage, buddy? Hold on. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Good? All right. I didn't know if all of a sudden your filter went out, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
No, I mean,
All
you
right,
couldn't tell by my background that this is
Oh
on
my
purpose.
god, I didn't even fucking know. It's fucking hilarious. Get the fucking blanket on my wall. I didn't even notice. No, I thought
Yeah,
I
I
had
got.
a
sorry, go
situation. No, go. No, I just meant, dude. Like, all right, just so everyone knows, when he came on first time, he had like a picture because he. Did you really switch your stuff over to a new computer, or was that a bit just to trick me? No, I'm confused.
No, I did switch my stuff
Okay,
over
all
to a
right.
new computer. This computer can't handle the VR,
Gotcha.
and it's a lot easier because I have everything here, and I don't have to put everything over on my other computer before we get set up. And I have so much stuff to show that's just like it's fucking just too much of a pain in the ass. So I bought this balaclava actually last month. I was gonna like stop using the VR for a long time ago because it is a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
No, I'm dressing up for my ICE audition. I'm going to be running over there after just came from my my ICE orientation.
Funny story, Rev. I used to wear pretty much what he's wearing right now. Just the all black. And I used to go by Antifa Mumbling Nick. And I remember like Brandon Deft, who's now a good friend of mine, said like the reason he was always put off for me is because he thought I was Antifa because I went by Antifa Mumbling Nick. But I only did it because I wore the Antifa style mask and had to keep changing my name. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Dude, you gave me a heart attack because I thought like the filter just went down. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
and
when you took me down, I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, he thinks that this is on accident. You think I just normally dress like this?
Well, it happened so quick, and like right when I hit it, I saw the mask, but I was like, all right, I think he's probably
This is what I wear when I do my hacking.
Jesus.
And it's not totally black. I tried to get something with some designs on it, you know, sort of look more like a robot. Because everybody says, you know, I'm AI.
I know. I gotta start. So I actually have like I used to switch mine up all the time. I got the Joker. I have like 2 or 3 of these in white. Then I have another one of these in like skin color. And I have some other. I have the skull I used to wear. I don't know, but I haven't switched them up in a while. So it's like Jesus.
So did you take a look at that link I sent you?
I didn't even see you send me a. Would you?
No, the one the other yesterday. So you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I was looking at it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I've been looking through them too. I'm thinking about printing a few up for myself so I can have a bunch of different masks to wear.
Yeah, so we come up with something. Yeah. I had a heart attack. KB. Jesus Christ. I was like, oh, docs. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't even notice the background. That's fucking awesome. Dude, I bought a green screen too, and I gotta I just have to set it up somewhere else because where I am, it's like, I don't know. It seems like it's too. I think if I go to a different spot, it'll be fine. But because I got the couch right here, it kind of makes it like not big enough. I either need a bigger one or I have to get a different spot. But
yeah, I don't have a green screen. I'm just using a virtual background remover. Gotcha. I mean, because you can see like there's my room.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing behind me. It's just a. Whoops. I have to turn off the filter. Oh, whatever. It's just a white wall behind me. So
we're good. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. So obviously, the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk on Wednesday is the big story this week, both politically and just in the news in general. I did go live on Wednesday night, and I did something else like really early in the morning on a different night, but just going over the Charlie Kirk stuff. But today we're gonna mostly focus on the left versus right aspect of it, the rhetoric coming from both sides, the reactions coming from both sides, stuff like that. We'll give our opinions on. I know some people think the left is way more violent. I know some people, probably not in the Dabbleverse, but I know some people think the right is way more violent. Some people are in the middle on it. So, we'll go through some of it, give our opinions. If it gets a little, I don't think it'll get too testy or anything, but there's the slight, and even if it does, we'll be fine later. I have my own enemy I got to work on later. What's going on, Mr. King of all dips? Yeah, we're both going to be throwing some fucking bricks later, buddy. You know it. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, that's a no brick throwing. So just to I just want to get something quickly out of the way, and then we can get down to it. I think at some point this week I'll be doing some kind of debate or something with Cut of the Jib, because he put out some video which was a blatant lie. And then anyway, I don't know. Just wanna, I don't want to play fucking Twitter war with the fucking guy. So hopefully we can just have a fucking live stream and just end the stupid fucking thing. But it's driving me nuts. Anyway, all right.
Actually, I kind of wanted to talk about that to begin with, because that's what gave me the idea for this. Just full disclosure for everybody. Like I told Nick a few days ago, my original idea was to basically, lay into. I was mad, the Charlie Kirk thing. I was quite upset. Was never a fan of Charlie Kirk. I just don't like the idea of people getting assassinated for having an opinion.
Agreed. Yes.
And I was going to lay into it with all the bullshit that the left is putting out there, because they're like celebrating and dancing in the streets essentially over it. And I was going to yell at, basically, my idea was to yell at Mumbling Nick and liberals in general, because I was pissed off about what heartless ghouls they are. Not that I was going to say Nick was, but Nick was trying to both sides it, and I felt that he was basically tacitly downplaying the whole thing. And then the whole cut of the jib thing came out, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess righties are being dicks as well to people. So I thought it'd be better if we grabbed a bunch of stuff, because I've been grabbing stuff all week. The lefts being absolute ghouls, and I thought it would be a good idea if we did sort of a left versus right type of thing, and that's why we got to here. So
there we go. All right.
So if you want to talk about that real quick.
Sure. For those that don't know, I'll do a quick explanation and then I'll fill you in what happened today. But obviously when the Charlie stuff was coming out, I did a couple posts, and the original ones were just like, this is sick. I hope he's all right. And I did my usual, whenever there's a shooting, whether it's not just because it was Charlie, I do it when it's a school shooting or anything else, I do a little call to like, hey, let's try and do something about shootings or whatever. And then when Charlie passed, I put out a tweet. No, mind you, my first few tweets, I honestly thought, as ridiculous as it sounds, I thought he was going to make it. Now, when I first saw the close-up of him getting shot, I thought no way. And I'm guessing most people thought no way. It just looked like he just fell limp and the blood just gushed. But I started hearing reports. Now, as someone that interacts with the right, my algorithm gives me all the stuff that the right wingers are saying. So I was seeing like Tim Pool and what's his face? I can't think. I'll think of it later. But another right winger, they were both saying that he's in stable condition, serious but stable condition. They thought he was going to make it. Hey, metal. So then I started thinking he was going to make it, and I told the story. What got me thinking is I remember when I was a kid, there was a hockey goalie who literally had like his fucking artery sliced with a skate, and the blood was just pouring, and they rushed him off the ice, and they were able to save him because they were able to, put pressure on it and whatever, maybe sew it right away before they could get in there. I don't know, but obviously I wasn't thinking clearly enough, because as horrible as that is, a slice is not the same as a fucking bullet, going right in there.
But I would say real quick, when I saw it, it wasn't the bullet. He had a bulletproof vest on, and what happened is the bullet hit him in the chest, and the spall went up and tore his throat open.
Okay, so let me ask you. So
it's even worse than getting hit by a bullet.
So whatever you want to call him, Tim Pool. I think Tim Pool's more on the right, but that's just me. Trust me,
so.
The other person definitely was, when I can think of his fucking name. All right, who the fuck? Alex Stein is on whose fucking network? It's that Blaze. Fucking guy. Okay. I'm blanking on. Yeah, it's the dude that runs the Blaze. That used to be on Fox News and all that. Yeah, the old white guy with the white hair. Yeah. Oh God. I said it on the live.
That's bothering me, because I should know his name. Like, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, me too. Like
somebody will come up with it.
I went live the other day and I came up with it no problem, and now I'm live again and I can't think of his fucking name. But no, that's interesting. I wanted that. You know what's funny, man? Not funny. That Glenn Beck. Thank you.
Glenn Beck, yes. Jesus.
I saw videos where they were claiming it hit his bulletproof vest, Kevlar or whatever too. And I actually wanted to ask one of you gun guys, because I actually saw one of my lefty guys report that, and I didn't think bullets bounced off or whatever. Like, I didn't think that was true. I thought maybe like the force of the bullet, made it look like it hit his chest, but it really did hit the chest plate. Is that what you're saying? The bullet?
Yeah, if he had a metal chest plate, well, a lot of them, they'll have an anti-spall coating on it. Yeah, but the round that was used was a 30-06, and it was fairly close for a 30-06, and that is an incredibly powerful round. That is, blow somebody's head off easily from that range. And so if he had like a Kevlar front on his plate,
yeah,
and a metal backing, if he had any kind of metal backing on it, which is what it looks like, because when you see him shot, it shoots him in the upper chest on his left.
Gotcha. Right.
And you can see the bullet hit, boom, and then it goes. So it had to be a metal thing. So it was probably rated more for handguns
Okay.
Like 30-06 will go through a lot of armor, unless you have very special high level armor specifically to deflect those kinds of rounds. And usually you'll have, and as I said, they usually have like a rubber anti-spalling coating on it. But if it hit real high on it, there wouldn't. It's basically a thick rubber coating, almost like like a rubber like you'd put on your truck in your truck
Yeah.
bed. It's essentially the same stuff. But if it hit high like that, and it's such a powerful round, there would not a lot of anti-spalling stuff to go through to stop it. So he basically got cut open by a bunch of tiny little razors flying through the air.
It's so weird. All right, because this is what's weird. Like, I fully admit, I've said this multiple times on shows. I don't know enough about guns, so when shit like this happened, like when Trump got shot, and they're all like, "Ebola can't do that to his other kid." I would just watch videos of experts because I don't fucking know. And when I saw the exact video you're talking about, but of course, every time someone's shot, you get all these like slow motion videos, and I don't know. Sometimes they alter them, so I saw exactly what you're talking about, but I didn't think that bullets bounced or whatever could do that. Like, I thought it would just get embedded in the Kevlar or whatever.
Well,
So
yeah, if it's soft armor, it gets embedded in the
okay,
Kevlar. But because it like spalled like that, I'd say he probably had he actually had plate armor.
gotcha. What's up, Krishan? Yeah, and I was gonna ask one of you guys, but I didn't look like an idiot because I didn't think it was possible. So I was just like, "Fuck it, it's not real."
Oh man, when I saw that, I
So,
was, and as you were saying before, man, when I saw the video, at first I went, Jesus Christ, and then I
Yeah.
said, yeah, he's not making it.
right. Ugh.
There ain't no way.
All right. So, anyways, I did the tweet. So then the first tweet I did after he died, and I made a video later, kind of saying, looking back on some of the things I felt and said, and even though I condemned it, and it's sick, and I still think it's sick. Like, I'm a million times, I'm a big free speech guy. I want to talk with people. I don't want fucking people getting shot. But I kind of did a tweet where I was like, even though I think Charlie Kirk is deplorable, I think what happened to him is, disgusting and just blah, blah, blah. And looking back, I shouldn't have thrown the word deplorable in there. I was trying to make the point that even though I didn't like this guy, I think what happened is, and didn't agree with him, I think what happened is disgusting. But hindsight, right, not the best timing for that. So I will take full responsibility for that. But unfortunately,
Well, no, you don't have to like Kirk. I mean, that's sort of Charlie Kirk's entire thing.
Oh, that's right. I'm not okay. Correct. All right. Backtrack. I don't apologize for not liking Charlie Kirk at all. I apologize. Maybe like saying I didn't like him in that moment wasn't, but even that to me, it's just nitpicky. It is what it is. But
And they took it completely out of context.
then what happened in Cupcake? I hope we can remain friends, Cup, because I actually have no problem with. I had no problem with Jib. I hung out with people that didn't like Jib, and I just was like, I'm just gonna figure it out for myself, and I had no problem with the guy. So, uh, he he made a post on his own YouTube channel. I think it's called Rock Talk Live, and he does a show with a Nimrod called I think Liberal Karen's Gone Wild or something like that. I never seen it, but I obviously I'm guessing they watch videos of Karens fucking acting like Karens and laugh at it. Sounds like a show I probably might even enjoy, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Because I fucking can't stand Karens. But he put a post saying that they weren't going to do the show for the at least in the near future, at least for like 3 weeks, if ever, because the left is all violent and they're not to be laughed at. If we laugh at them, we humanize them or something like that. And then he brought up what I said, and he said he was going to go on my show, but now he's not going to talk to me or whatever. And in the whole post, he kind of implied that I was one of those people that was glorifying Kirk's death and laughing at it and blah blah blah. In his defense, he didn't actually say that, but he literally, the way it's all worded, it sounds like it. And everyone I know who read it, including Nimrod, his friend, thought that's what I did because that's how it sounded. He put me in there a couple of times. Fuck Nick. He's like, and then that's why we're not doing this show anymore. These people are all violent, laughing at Kirk being killed and blah blah blah. So somebody sent me a screenshot of that, and I happened to be at work, And it just happened to be a coincidence that New Girl was live. She went live for like over 6 hours, and she had sent me the link to go on very, very early on. I was on like break at work, so obviously I couldn't go on. And it's funny, like looking back, because I put a comment up early, and Spurg Snake, who's like a friend of mine, just made the comment like, "Oh, Nick, you did Nick's done a great job last couple nights with streams on Charlie Kirk and that." And Nibrov was all like kind of like quiet, and because I don't know, he probably thought I glorified Kirk's death or whatever because of the post. Like I had no idea the poster was even out there at the time. So anyway, I was, once it got to like when work was over, I was going to send if they were still live, I was going to see if I could come on real quick to address Jib because he was on the show. Now, remind you, in the chat and in the post, he put that he wasn't going to talk to me. So my comment was something like, "Hey Jib, I saw what you posted last night. If I come on to address it with you, are you going to leave?" And literally seconds after I send it, like New Girl's getting ready to bring it up, and he said he had a delivery to go make. He does like Uber Eats or something on the side. And to be fair, he could have gotten the delivery. The timing seemed very, and this is where I actually feel bad because maybe he did get it. Like it seemed very coincidental, but that shit can happen. You know what I mean? So he's like, "I gotta go," and New Girl's like, "Well, can you log in the car, whatever?" He's like, "Yeah." So he goes in the car, and he's having all kinds of problems with his service, which again is possible. He's on his phone. And to be fair, I was having mic issues because I wasn't home. I didn't have this mic. I had the cheap headset mic, and it usually comes in softer, but it's usually okay. But it was coming in so soft. And now looking back, I don't think it was like, I don't even think I was using the mic. When I use it on StreamYard, it just automatically like automatically uses that mic. She was on EVMux, and when I went back a second time, I clicked on the mic. So I don't even think I was using the mic. I think that was the problem. I think it was doing the laptop mic, which was terrible. But anyway, I was super soft, and New Girl had me send her the screenshots. She read them. There were a couple people in chat, including like Written Asylum, who's obviously always here in one of our mods, and he backed up, like Nick never said that. Nick went live and had all these people on, and blah blah blah. So I stayed on for a little bit, and said my piece, and New Girl kind of was like, "Yeah, it sounds like Jib may have got ahead of himself on this," and Nimrod was like, "Nick, maybe leave and come back and see if the mic works better." So I was like, "Yeah, it's a good idea. I just want to say something." So I said my last piece, and then I left. And I wasn't going to come back until he came on because this whole time he was having issues. The whole point is I wanted to confront him, but he wasn't there. So I was like, "All right, I'm not coming back on unless he comes on." I already came on, explained everything, and we're good. But he finally comes on, and he starts with his shit. So I'm like, "All right, I'm going on." So I go on, confront him on. I'm like, "Dude, I never said that and shit like that. I never trashed him." So then he's like, he seemed very upset that I thought that I didn't like Charlie Kirk. That seemed to be his big issue, which I thought was weird. Like, it's, dude, I see you trash the left all the time, and I'm fine with it. Obviously, I'm a lefty. I'm probably not a Charlie Kirk fan. It's not a big deal. So he's like, "Why don't you like Charlie Kirk?" Because he's a family man, because he's got kids, which was a stupid meme I kept seeing all week from the right. So I was like, "Dude, that's so dumb. You're just regurgitating a talking point." I was like, "I have a family. People on the left have families. Obviously, it has nothing to do with it." So he's like, "Well, what's so deplorable about him?" Now, I should have just went to what my main issue with Charlie was, which is and people don't have to agree, but I think he intentionally divides people, just like the mainstream media does. They divide you left versus right, so you don't, realize we're all getting fucked by the elites. But I figured I would go with something that he might care about. So I brought up my issue with Charlie on the Epstein shit. I'm like, I think he held the Epstein victims out to dry. He used to say that he thought the Epstein files should be released on a website, totally unredacted, where everyone can see them. And then when Trump's president, he's like, "You know what? I'm not going to talk about the Epstein files. I trust my friends in the government." So I was like, he's Mr. Small Government, and he trusts his friends in the government. And then Jib asked me something about small government, and I go to respond, and New Girl cuts me off, and she's like, "Guys, This isn't really that type of show. You know, we don't really do politics and this. Like, I think she thought it was a good idea because it could be entertainment if two people are having a little fight. But now he's asking me specifics about politics, so now we're getting into the weeds. And she's like, "It's not really what we do here. It's not really the time or place." So we're like, "You're right. You're right." Jib and I both actually apologize, and I'm like, you know what? Then I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to ruin you guys. You guys are all friends. I don't want to ruin your show. And she's like, "Nick, you're welcome anytime." I'm like, "Thank you." And I'm like, you know, you guys have fun. And I leave. And now Jib's version is this, that he had to go make a delivery, and he's like, when I had no service, and when I finally come back with service, I'm like, "Where's Nick?" Like, he's acting like I left. Now, dude, I'd been on for several minutes, made my piece. He wasn't there, so I left at his friend's request to try and fix the mic thing. Soon as he came back and started talking again, I came back, right? And he acknowledges that. He's like, "Nick comes back." And then as soon as I start on him, he puts tucks his tail between his legs and takes off. He said that multiple times. It's like, that's not what fucking happened. We went back and forth multiple times, and then the host of the show asked us to stop. So we both agreed to stop, and then I left because the whole reason I came on was to confront you. I was now being asked to no longer confront you, so I left. But he literally multiple times on his stream today and in his on a comment, he made it sound like, you know, I chickened out, then I finally showed up, and then as soon as he started on me, I left. And it's like, nothing could be farther from the truth. Even if people don't agree with, I love to talk this shit with other people. I'm the one that asked to come on the show. I'm the one that went on the show twice. I didn't leave. So I'm hoping him and I can just hash it out one on one and whatever. I mean, he said some other shit that was bullshit, but that's the one that really pissed me off because he's trying to imply to his viewers that like I chickened out when. Oh, and then when I went live at like 2 a.m. the other day, he was like, "How come Nick didn't send me the link?" I was like, "Well, dude, it was 2 a.m. and I was responding to a post where you said you weren't going to come on my show and talk to me. So why the fuck would I send you the link?" But yeah. Anyway,
Man, how do you collect all these people, man? You're kind of a nice guy.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. I literally said to him, I actually quoted you. I don't know if I quoted it correctly, but in one of my responses to him, I was like, "Dude, if you can't deal with me," I'm like, "you can't deal with anybody on the left." I was like, and I put in quotes, I'm like, "I'm the most based in reality liberal there is." And I'm like, and that's not coming from me. That's what my right wing co-host said. I'm like, I'm not.
That's why I enjoy talking to you. Yeah, it's like, well, I've said it before. I think I said it in maybe our first or second stream, but I'll say it again, man. Never fight a straw man because it's going to bite you in the ass. And he's out there fighting a straw man. That he's you know, he's not fighting you. He's fighting a straw man.
Right. Oh, let me. Go on, man.
You know, he's made up the straw man and he put you on it. Or he put you in it, and now that's who he thinks he's fighting. He doesn't know anything about you. He doesn't know what you're about. And he's just fighting the straw man.
Yes.
And he's looking like a dipshit.
100.
I mean, I learned that lesson the hard way when I tried to argue with somebody. I mean, this, you know, in my 20s, of course, you know, so I was an idiot anyway. But it's when I was really into politics, and you know, I was arguing with this Democrat at the time, and I was arguing a straw man, and you know, I forget exactly what was said or what happened, but it was basically I said, "Well, if you didn't believe this, that, and the other thing," and the person's like, "Yeah, I think that sucks too," and I was just like, "Well, then have a nice day." It's like, you know, to completely derailed my argument. I had no place to go. I was just like, and it was after that, I was like, "Hey, maybe I should actually get to know who I'm talking to before I start arguing with them."
Yeah. I learned that lesson a long time ago too. I've done the same thing. You know what I mean? I thought I was talking to you at the time. This was years and years ago, like before MAGA, and I'm thinking I'm talking to a straight up Republican, whatever, and it was pretty much a libertarian before libertarian was like a well-known word. You know what I mean? And they're like, "No, I'm for abortion. I'm against war." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, what? Like, I was so confused. Kina Kate, no, he did. That's what's funny is I did address that in the comment. I was like to him when so when I brought up the Epstein stuff, he responded with the small government stuff, and it was something like, how is how is he not fighting for small government or something about small government? He ignored the Epstein part. So I started to respond, and then, like I said, she
Well,
new girl started talking, which is obviously her prerogative. So cut it off.
I will say that I've known of Charlie Kirk and TPUSA for a very long time.
Yep.
And there was a point when they were, small government, mostly Christian,
Oh,
young Christian
yes.
person movement. And I think it was just, I'm not actually sure how long ago it was, but because as I said, I was never a huge fan of Charlie Kirk anyway. And it was once he basically started getting, party money, I guess you could say, probably from
Yes.
the Republicans or from some sort of PAC or whatever. It's when he started getting, party money and being able to hobnob with all the big Republicans that he started, really sort of he went corporate is basically what it was. And then now,
Yep.
as you said, government friends and whatnot.
Yes, I think, yeah, I said that to one of the streams, or in one of the comments to him. I literally said I fully believe Charlie Kirk believed was authentic when he started this thing as a teenager, and then unfortunately what happened always seems to it's what happened to the Tea Party. Like those
Yeah.
guys just became Republicans, after a little while. So
Well, I
it
mean, they
happened.
already were. They were trying to, make a non-Republican party because and it's essentially, what MAGA is doing, what successfully did was basically being a conservative, but not a Republican because people weren't really happy with Republicans either.
Right. Cupcake, I appreciate that, buddy. And like I said, like I don't expect everyone to watch everything I do and say, but I went live that night and had a bunch of people on the panel, and then like I think I had like 5 people on, and then like the next night I just randomly went live for like an hour just by myself, and it was amazing because it was like 3 in the morning or something, and yeah, like 10 or 11. I didn't think anyone was gonna watch, but some people showed up, so it was nice and interactive, and it was just me kind of, it's gonna sound kind of, but it was me like working through my feelings on the whole thing, because when I went back and thought about it, I was like, even though I'm not one of these people celebrating, even though I think it's atrocious, and like parts of the way I acted is still a way I never would have acted years ago. If people watched, anyone that watched the night when we went live with the panel, um, Ava was actually very emotional, and I was never the type to get as emotional as that, but I would have been somewhere between where I was and where now and where she was. And I realized I got desensitized. Like I watch too much of this shit. Like I watch a lot of the Israel Palestine shit, so I've seen people executed like too much.
And also, don't forget, she's like close to half our age.
True,
Like,
right? Yeah,
like back when we were her age. I mean, she's only like what 25.
yeah. I'm not sure
So
what you. Yeah,
I believe she said she was like 25. I mean,
25.
back when I was that age, I was in politics. I was probably the same way, but I've long become cynical.
Yeah. So a lot of
Long
that.
since become very cynical.
Exactly. So a lot of, like I said, the cynical is a good word, and obviously and desensitized. So I kind of went back and like I wouldn't have said what look. You're not going to agree with me on the way I feel about Charlie Kirk. I'm actually not some people that watch this on a regular basis. Obviously tonight's going to be left versus right because that's the big talk right now. But that's not my thing. My whole thing is actually trying to get people not to do that. And I try, I'm like, hey, I'm a lefty. Maybe, if you get to know me, you're like, you're not so bad, um, like I work with right wingers and they're some of my best friends. And I'm sure a lot of you work with left wingers and you're close with them. So that's what I try and do.
Absolutely.
That we should be allies. We're not going to agree on everything, but we should be allies. But the media and the political parties and their PACs, they try and get us fighting left versus right, and that's what they try and do. And I feel like that's what Charlie turned into. I don't think that's what he started out, but I think that's what he turned into. And I don't, and which to me didn't make it much better than the mainstream media. So that's my main issue with him. But I still should have waited a little while before saying something like that. It's just I'll tell you what happened is there was a school shooting at the same time, and school shootings are my sensitive part. If anyone watches, it's the closest I ever came to getting choked up on this show was talking about school shootings because one of my kids' schools was swatted once, and how the kid was afraid to go to school for a while. So that shit gets to me. So I got mad that I was seeing some people be like, this is it, this is the breaking point for me, and I'm like, well, what about all the kids that got shot? Why wasn't that like? And I should have just taken a step back at that moment, but I didn't, and I was at the keyboard. And even though I didn't say anything too outrageous, I still said a couple things I wish I didn't say at the time. So
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been kind of radio silent all week.
yeah.
Well, one of the reasons, I mean, there's a few times where I was just like, I was ready to lay in or go on or say something, but I just absorbed myself in this program that I'm working on, trying to get to fucking work if it'll work. I keep fixing it till it breaks again. I keep adding more features and it breaks everything. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of why I just basically really didn't say much for this whole week. I was just waiting for today, was able to calm down, get some perspective. And and I do want to say, I want to let everybody know, I don't think we mentioned it, we're not talking about we're not going to be talking about the shooter and his motivations. We don't know that yet. He's in custody. We will know that soon enough, so speculating doesn't do anything. What I want to talk about, and what Nick wants to talk about, are the reactions that people have had to Charlie Kirk's death.
Yes. And
which has been, well, I mean, absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be fair, it's been a mixed bag, but obviously the atrocious ones are going to stick out than the
I mean, the amount of stuff that I have is, it's amazing that I shouldn't be. Now, I know it's no secret that I'm not getting along with Ava right now, but I will say that Ava's reaction to this on the panel show, there's another reason I was thinking of jumping on that panel show too. But I was like, nah. It's like he was already 5-1 anyway, so I was just like,
I know, I didn't even have Ava on my side.
Yeah, I know, and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna. I can't right now. But Ava is the reaction that basically everybody should have had to something like this happening. And I remember she said that she didn't like Charlie Kirk, but she watched Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk was the kind of political opponent that you would want to have.
Yeah, I love, like I said, I love having that stuff too. The only thing that ever got to me is how he and maybe I gotta look past that. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to have a little debate with Charlie Kirk. I think anyone on the left should want something like that. So that's the part I always did appreciate is, some of his words weren't the best when it came but whenever he had those debates, he was always like I still remember there was one. And I remember this clip, and it kind of came out again since it happened. One of those events, there was like an old guy that wanted to fight Charlie Kirk. Like, he wanted to fight him. And Charlie just dismantled him, because it's like, I agree, once you go to either personal insults or violence, you lost the debate, because you don't have anything else. So I appreciated how calm he stayed, and I appreciate he won that debate. I usually don't say someone wins a debate, because that's always a matter of opinion. But yeah, when one person wants to fight and do insults, that person fucking lost. So,
anyway. So if we want to get started with stuff, now I have something that I saw about half an hour before we went live. It's kind of related to what we're talking about, but I would say it's the second most disgusting thing and terrible thing that I've seen this week. And if you want to put that up, it's being presented. Let's see.
Back. I have the best news ever.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Donald Trump died.
Hold on.
Back. I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Okay, third best news.
That Elon Musk died?
Okay, no. Nobody died. My best friend's getting married.
Which one is it?
It's Taylor Swift. But what do you think about that?
Okay, that didn't go where I thought it was going to go. That was a little weird. I was like, what? I thought That's
Yeah, I
very
thought it
weird.
was going to go for Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. And then I even thought, and it still would have been gross, but I even thought like it was almost like a skit because just for them to randomly go down that list, you know what I mean? But it's still a shitty thing to teach your kids to say, even if it is a fucking skit. So
It may or may not
that's
be a skit, but I mean, a parent that would do this with their children.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if
Yeah.
it's a skit, it's still shitty because you know what I mean. This is what you're teaching your kids to say in a skit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was weird. Fuck.
Yeah, as I said, I just saw it just before just about a half an hour before we went live, and I was like, "Oh my god, I
That
can't."
was.
This is like disturbing and disgusting on so many different levels.
Did you say that was like Taylor Swift's friend who did that? Did I?
It was it basically it's a Taylor Kyle, whatever his name, Casey, whatever, proposed to Taylor Swift. They're
Yeah.
engaged.
Right. Okay. I did know that, but
That was the good news. I just stopped it before that because nobody gives a shit.
gotcha. Oh, be careful. Because I'm just gonna say,
Yeah, I
well,
know.
not
I know the Swifties will come after me.
no, no, no. I was gonna say my personal like, not to get off track, but to what we were talking about earlier. When I was doing that video on Jib, I literally right as New Girl, I was showing the part when I was on with him. Right when New Girl started cutting us off to kick us off, I stopped it and then didn't go any farther because I didn't think it was worth showing. But man, I wish I fucking showed it because then I would have had my fucking proof. But yeah, sometimes you got to let it go and you never know. But no, I got you. Yeah, that was pretty sick, man. That's not. I don't like this. Like, all right, as someone who's on the left, right, I will just say this. I am not a fan, and I'm sure a bunch of you are fine with this, but this is why this is hypocrisy on the left when they do that shit. Most of us on the left aren't big fans of like, of, and I feel like a hypocrite. Like if it's a hunting thing, not a big deal, but you know some of those right wing like right wing politicians with like 6 kids, and every kid's got like a fucking AR-15, even like the fucking 2-year-old, and it's like their Christmas card or whatever. And usually we're not even into that, and that's not as bad as what that was. Like, you know what I mean? Like kids being happy that people may be dying or something. So it's a little fucked.
Yeah, and I can
Yeah,
see where the left is coming from there. But on the other hand, teaching your children good gun safety, especially when you have guns around, it takes the curiosity out.
no, that's what I
When
was gonna say.
they're
I
not going to
said,
go. They're not going to try to go fuck with the guns when they know that we're going to go out shooting this weekend anyway.
yeah, that's why I was saying it wasn't as bad because like that's not, I mean it depends how young I guess, like sometimes they'll put it like in a 2-year-old, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if they have a problem with that, they should really have a problem with what that was. So okay, here's your next one.
Oh yeah, this is I was going to show something else, but we could do this one. This one is
I can take it down if you
Charlie
want.
Kirk goes after this guy. I thought this was interesting. I'd never actually seen this one before, but here we go.
Hey, Mr. Kirk, thanks for coming out tonight. I got a question for you real quick. I've been told about 5 years ago when gay marriage was legalized nationwide, the conservative movement has been explicitly pro-traditional family. Now, both you and your organization advocate for the acceptance of anti-Christian, immoral lifestyles like homosexuality and transsexuality, going as far to invite drag queens like Lady MAGA to your events. It seems to me and anyone who's paying attention that conservatives just believe whatever liberals believed 5 years ago. Right now, there's a push by the left to normalize pedophilia by way of child drag queen shows.
And honestly, I don't know if you know the history between the Gripers, Nick Fuentes, AF PAC, and TPUSA. I wouldn't doubt that this was a Griper.
Right, yeah, I do know some of it. That's like, as you said, we're not going to get into it, but I thought that was one of the, it doesn't seem like that's what's going on now, but that was one of my theories on what might be going on. And not to be judgmental, but because they're in Utah, I figured there was more of a chance of that going on than a
I wouldn't
liberal,
be
but
surprised if it
yeah.
was a Griper. I mean, there's not many these days
Yeah.
anymore because Nick has kind of fallen out.
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes and America First is kind of like the Republicans and generally everybody in conservatives and people on the right do not claim them.
Right, gotcha.
They're their own thing now. They're not
they're-
nobody affiliates with America First anymore and Nick Fuentes because they're all a bunch of cringy little creepy weirdos.
Yeah, little incels.
Oh, excuse me.
Well,
Phone shut off.
Very respectful
oh
question.
shit.
Christian immoral life.
They're vol cells, actually. Nick Fuentes.
Oh, that's right. He is voluntarily. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Nick
right.
Fuentes likes to surround himself with handsome, good-looking, thin young men who don't want to have sex with women. That's not a joke. I'm not.
No, I know.
He's
I
literally said that.
Yeah, I remember. I think may have been the first time where he said he was a virgin or whatever. I was actually listening. Right, I was like, holy shit! And he went on this whole thing. So I know.
Yeah, he still claims to be a virgin. We all think that. Basically, everybody's pretty sure he's gay.
Could be.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Except that he does stuff like what this guy's talking to Charlie about. It's like their thing.
Styles like homosexuality and transsexuality, going as far to invite drag queens like Lady MAGA to your events. It seems to me and anyone who's paying attention that conservatives just believe whatever liberals believed 5 years ago. Right now, there's a push by the left to normalize pedophilia by way of child drag queen shows and, oh, excuse me, phone shut off.
This part's great. It's funny.
Go back to your notes. That's probably where you saved it. You got to like push double tap and then go over.
Right now, there is a push by the left to normalize pedophilia by way of child drag queen shows and rebranding pedophiles as minor attracted persons. 5 years from now, will you be promoting child drag queen shows? Will child abuse become part of the conservative platform?
Boy, that's a slippery slope fallacy if I've ever seen one. First of all, I've never invited a drag queen to come to any Turning Point USA event. I was at Politicon, and an individual by the name of Lady MAGA came up, and I took a picture, and she walked away. Secondly, let me ask you a question. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
So are you a proud Trump supporter?
Of course.
So are you sickened that he had a gay man speak at his convention?
Yes.
Then you're not a Trump supporter, my friend. Thank you very much. Let me ask you another question. Should he return the money of Peter Thiel, an openly gay man who supports his campaign?
No, if it helps him strategically,
okay.
Sure he can.
Should he stop talking to Tammy Bruce, who's an open lesbian that's a Fox News contributor?
If it's affecting his ideas, then probably, yeah.
Okay, so you say you're a Trump supporter, yet you have all these issues and these disagreements with him. Let me be very clear about my position. My personal position, I'm a Christian first and foremost, then an American, then a constitutionalist, then a conservative, in that order. I believe marriage, biblically, if we want to have a biblical and theological discussion as articulated in the greatest book ever to exist in the history of the world, the Holy Bible. Marriage in the Holy Bible is one man, one woman. I also do not believe in the sort of rhetoric that some people engage in, that all of a sudden that they say there's no place for gay people in the conservative movement. I do not believe that. And let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question then?
Sure, go for it.
So, the American family, liberty, freedom, the Constitution, our history, veterans, that's what we're conserving. I'll get to you later, though. Don't worry. So let me ask you a question. What if you had your way? What would you do with gay people in America?
So I love that question.
What would I do with them? I would.
Yeah, because they're not allowed in the conservative.
I like this because he's taking out, somebody who considers himself right wing. That's why I like this. Like I've always seen him, at college campuses and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I never heard him like go after this hard, wacky, crazy right wingers either. And I thought this was great. But this is like an example of like why I like sort of watching him, because it's like he just asks these, regular questions that nobody's prepared for, and like somebody comes up and says something, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, where'd you get that information from?" "Oh, people, everybody knows it. It's all around."
Right. Even this situation, it's like this guy just hates LGBTQ people. So he's like, but has like I'm sure we're about to find out, has put no thought into where they should go in society and what, what I mean? Just hates them. So that's it.
He probably doesn't even know why he hates them.
Yeah, I agree.
Movement. So would you just kick them out anytime they show up at a Republican Party? If you were in charge, like what would you say? You can't be part of the Republican Party.
If somebody is advocating for being openly homosexual, yeah, they should not be part of the conservative movement.
So So I just want to go through the list. Guy Benson, no place in the conservative movement. Dave Rubin, no place in the conservative movement. Peter Thiel, no place in the conservative movement. So that just to go down the list.
So if they're supporting open homosexuality.
So I'm
They
going to
are
ask a
openly
very
gay.
respectful question, as respectfully as I
Supporting
can.
it.
Exactly.
What does what they do in their private life concern you so much that you have to go up in front of a crowd? And
It is against God. That is
So let me
why.
ask
Are
you
you
a
a
question.
Christian or not?
do we live in a theocracy? Yes or no? No, do we live in a theocracy?
You said you're a Christian.
I am a Christian. And do you know what? And guess what? I will say this. Part of being a Christian is appropriately interpreting what the theological says for the individual, but also means to be long-suffering and patient and loving and kind. Jesus Christ talked to all people. Jesus Christ went and did his ministry through Judea and Samaria, and he had dinner with tax collectors, and he had dinner with prostitutes, and he did his ministry in every part of the Mediterranean. What it means to be a Christian, my friend, is to be open-minded but firm in your beliefs, so you can have that belief. But if you say there's something inherently wrong with communicating or associating just because they make different personal decisions than you, sir, are not a conservative. Thanks for being here tonight.
And that's Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, so I will say this is my own personal thing. I can, and you actually might even agree with this. Is like I can usually do without the religious stuff in these conferences, and I know he
Yeah.
goes there all the time. But you know that was pretty good. He made even though I don't believe in that book, or that actually I don't believe that book should have any say in our government.
I'll say 100%. Yeah.
But that was more of a does the LGBTQ belong in the conservative movement or the Republican Party? So that to me that was different than in the government. So that was pretty good. I just want
the reason why I really like that one is because he was taking down, what somebody would call a right winger,
Right,
a
yeah.
conservative, a Republican, and that's why I like that. And I've never seen that before. As I said, I don't follow Kirk. I've never followed Kirk. Thought he was all right, but it's the religious stuff. I'm not religious.
Yeah. Right. I know you're not. That's why I said you might actually agree.
Exactly.
I saw this a while ago and forgot. Sorry. King of all diffs says, Nick, you realize you're on the same side as Stuttering John and his tard goons, right? So no, I'm not. That's part of the reason I started the show with Liquid, that I don't on certain issues, yes, I agree with John on certain issues. On a lot of issues I actually don't agree with John. And that's kind of why I started this, because John is, the standard. I don't even know what John really believes.
Nothing.
John, you know what I mean? John doesn't know what he believes. It's whatever MSNBC says or whatever the
No,
fuck.
I just said it's not even that. It's whatever. Like he's on his show the other day. Was it his political show? Yeah, it was on his last political show. Which you need to go over. I'll clip it up. But the very first thing he did was pull up a post from Brooklyn Dad Defiant. So that's where he gets his news from, is from Brooklyn Dad and JoJo from Jurors and
Dude, you can't.
Harry Sesson. That's where he gets his political news from.
That's
I mean,
worse.
there's literally a profile that's been going forever, even back when it was Twitter, called Defiant L's. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
It literally started by basically taking things that Brooklyn Dad said and showing that that he said something different before. Like he keeps changing his position on things depending on which way the wind's blowing or which way he's told. I mean, there are times where, like, the same day, hours later, he would contradict himself.
I follow this this Twitter account, and I think it's called like This You with a question mark. And actually, that's
I follow that one too. That one's great.
Yeah, that's a lot of the shit that I brought was from that. But
especially since he does all sides. I like
right,
that.
right. That's what I like. Yeah, if you fucking lied about shit, or sorry, you said one thing and now that's what usually happens. It's like when whether they're Democrat or Republican, when their side's in charge, they say one thing. When the other side's in charge, they say something else, and
all of a sudden it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, when your guy was doing it, it's great, but now now that the other guy's doing it, it's suddenly a problem.
Krishan says, "This is why I like Charlie Kirk. He debated all sides, including his own." Yeah, that was pretty good. He brought up Charlie brought up Politicon, and that I miss Politicon. That thing only went for a few years. Then they had to stop it during COVID, and then they just never came back. But I used to actually watch those debates live. I actually, so I'll just throw this out there in case anyone's seen the clip, or like I saw it on X a few times. They put like a top 5, whatever, since Charlie died, like racist or sexist things he said. And one of them I know was fucking false. They tried to act like he said something racist against Asians. And I watched
Oh yeah,
this.
the Jake Uger one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched that debate live. He was actually debating Hassan Piker at the time, who was Cenk's nephew.
Yeah.
And I remember the question came up like Hassan, for those who don't know, Hassan is now very wealthy on his own, but he used to just work for his uncle at the Young Turks and didn't make that much, and now he bet on himself. And whether you like him or not, I'm actually not even the biggest Hassan fan, but
No, he's a huge
he's doing
liar
all
and
right.
an asshole, and he's one of the people who I forgot to grab the video of it. I need to find it, but I didn't in time. But there's a video earlier that I saw where he's literally talking about how all Republicans need to be gutted and hanged.
Yeah, see, I don't, like I said, I used to watch him when he was on TYT because I used to watch them back then. I'm not, now he just like goes like 24/7. I don't really, I'll see clips of his shit, but I don't watch a lot of it.
Oh yeah, he does like 8-hour streams,
Yeah,
man.
he does
He's
crazy-
every
yeah.
day.
Like I'll
It's
try
like,
and watch
you can't
him.
watch that.
He's literally eating like Turkish food, and I'm like, what's he doing? Like he's not even talking.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
eats and goes to
Yeah.
the bathroom
All
and
that
does
shit,
everything
yeah.
during the stream, and it's just like, dude,
chill. But anyway, I remember during that debate, he said how much he made, and I think it was like 60 grand a year, which isn't terrible. But he's like in LA on the Young Turks. I thought he would have made more. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
60 grand in LA is bad.
Right.
That's
And
below poverty level. You're living in the ghetto.
and that's when Cenk started yelling something from the crowd, obviously probably embarrassed because of what his uncle just said he paid him. And Charlie, the only thing I'll give is like Charlie knows his name is Cenk, but obviously he said like Cenk to be funny, or Chink, whatever the hell he was saying, but he was just saying Cenk's name. He wasn't saying Chink like they try to make
Just
it look
call
like
him
it was
Chunk
Cenk.
Yogurt like everybody
Yeah,
else.
right. It's like nobody likes Cenk. Just call him whatever. But yeah, I was like, oh my god. Like it was so funny. I didn't even like at first, like, because in the title it's like, whatever top 5 racist things Charlie said, and it's like they put something like racist, Asian, black, this and that, and I'm like, where was the Asian one? Like I didn't even pick up on it at first because I knew he was saying Cenk, so I didn't even like. And I'm like, I went back.
And of course, the
like,
problem if you're disingenuous with one, probably disingenuous with all.
Right. Yes, that's true, Kana
Yeah.
K. Hassan was supposed to debate him at the end of the month.
I didn't even know that until he got assassinated, and I was like, damn, I would have watched that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the one I saw was 5 years ago, but yeah, they're both much bigger than they are now. Like they were.
Yeah.
I knew
Oh,
who
yeah.
both of them were in 2020, but they weren't, huge.
Not like
they are now.
powerhouses.
Yeah.
But here's a couple of things. We'll just throw them up here if you want to
Yeah.
put me up.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
This was day after. This is on Blue Sky, and they were having a party at the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let's read a couple of these. Like do Matt Walsh next. Now someone get Matt Walsh. Let's see here. We'll do Matt Walsh. Do Trump next. Chaya, that's lives of TikTok. Chaya Rashik. That's lives of TikTok. Let's see. Charlie Kirk is dead. Yay. One less misogynist piece of shit on the planet. Do Trump next. Not sorry. And, it's just like, well, okay. Well, okay. Let's, come on. Oh, wait. Wrong. There we go. But the problem is it keeps going. Elon next. Here's a person that made a list of all the people they want assassinated. See, I wonder how many people are waking up thinking, oh, it wasn't a dream. Now do Trump next. See, Elon next. Let's see, okay. Keep going. Trump, do Matt Walsh. Trump, please. Let's succeed. Let's make sure we succeed this time. Does that certainly sound like somebody who doesn't think that that's the lefties doing it? There was somebody on the left that did it. How about J.K. Rowling next? Dope Joe Rogan's next. Ben Shapiro. As I said, this is the reactions that I've been watching for all week, basically, from the left. And here we go. We got Charlie in the neck. This is a guy who's out there yelling hell. See, the kids are not okay if you celebrate the assassination of a peaceful debater. There's a special place in hell for you. I am repulsed. As I said, it just keeps going. See, this teacher got fired because thoughts and prayers to his children. But in my humble opinion, America became greater today. There, I said it. Can you hear me? Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. Hold on.
Oh, you're taking opportunity to figure something out.
Yeah, let me. All right, we're good. Fuck it. Yeah, that one that was the one where the guy was chanting like we got him in the neck. I saw that one on X. That was fucking.
Yeah, and the thing
Like-
is, even on Blue Sky, it was hilarious because they started complaining that they were starting to ban accounts on Blue Sky for hate speech, and they were upset that now the mods were basically. I think I got it here. That the mods are basically now under the thumb of the Republican Party because they're not allowed to. Basically, they said that they're not allowed to. Or it's anybody who doesn't show respectful mourning. Like you can't just be okay that Charlie Kirk died, and this is the shit that that they're saying.
Yeah,
about it.
like,
So,
well, how do you feel about the like I know that a ton of people are getting fired. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, my whole thing is because, and I've always felt this way. Like, if and people, if you can find it, I'm not being a hypocrite on this. Like, number one, it is kind of tough. It actually does depend what it is. Like, obviously, like if someone says, I don't know, if someone's like advocating for pedophilia or something, you know what I mean? But
yeah. There's what makes the company look bad,
right.
and if you're fired because you say, hell yeah, Trump won, which a number of people were.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean.
there's a
Right.
difference between saying, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, and then getting fired because some LGBTQ person at work decides that they're afraid of you now, so they let you go
Right.
because somebody's claiming a hostile work environment and literally making the company look like a piece of shit by saying that America is better now because a guy got assassinated. You know what I mean? Like no company's going to look at that and go, yeah, we want him on the team.
No, it's so I always like I know people say idiotic things online. So my whole thing, and maybe people can disagree. I always felt if the company sees what you did and they want to fire you because it looks bad, fine. I'm just not big into the trying to get people fired for. That's just me because but I guess it also depends what it says. It is a slippery slope. I don't fucking know. I always like change my mind on it. Like I'm not into trying to get people fired. But then it's like if someone says something bad enough, yeah, they should. But then like who's the arbiter of, you know what I mean? Someone's got to
It'd
judge
be the
that.
company, it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I agree. Like maybe, there are people who are taking pride in tattling on people
Yeah, it's a little both.
and doxing them and finding their information. I don't agree with doxing them and putting their information up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing that. I think it would be fine to call the person, if you find their information, call the company and let them know, because the company especially will want to know if one of their employees that if somebody is known that works for them is saying these sorts of things. They don't need that. They don't need that kind of reputation.
Yeah. My company, obviously, I'm not going to say what it was, but they think we're stupid and they want us to like rat ourselves out. There's every year we take a course or a test on ethics, right? And one of the ethics thing is like if we talk about the company online, we have to put hashtag, we work for that company. Like we're disclosing like they're trying to make it look like we're going to praise the company, so we need to disclose to the people that we work there, but really they want to be able to like Google, look up hashtag the company name and find whoever works for the company talking about the company. Like we think we're dumb.
Yeah,
So
the
it's like,
company I work for, they
yeah.
have a team of people that keep an eye on all our social medias. We
Yeah.
had one guy, he worked for like a week and a half or something, and he went on a podcast and said that he worked there and he was fired the next day.
It's fucking weird. Yeah.
So the company I work for, they are on it on the social media, which is why most of my stuff is anonymous.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I have I keep things anonymous and nothing tied to me, so that I can say whatever I want. No, I don't talk about my company at all.
No, me either. Right. No, not interested.
Either way,
Yep.
there's nothing that I say or do that would cause them to fire me at all on social media. So I'm not worried about that. It's just it's a good precaution. It's just good but yeah, it's like if you're going to do that sort of stuff, do it on Blue Sky on an anonymous account.
Right. Yeah.
And that way we can go get a bunch of screenshots of how atrocious you are and what a terrible human being you really are.
So Kina K asked, do you think if the tables were turned and Asanabi, which is Asan Piker, was
Right.
taken out, that there would be the same outrage or different? So I think it would be different only because of the administration. Like maybe if there was a Democrat in charge, like if they I don't like a lot of it is obviously the government is pumping him up. He's getting the Medal of Honor. I think his body was taken on Air Force 2 with JD Vance. Stuff like that. Obviously that stuff I don't think would be happening if it was Asan Piker.
No. And I guarantee people on the right would be very happy about it and probably saying similar things.
Yeah,
I would not be happy about it.
No, and obviously I wouldn't be either. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even the biggest fan of him, but no, I don't think that would happen. I also don't think, I think
he's a ghoulish piece of shit. Still wouldn't want to be assassinated for his opinion.
Right. Yeah, it's like I'd rather debate these people. I don't even like all the shit you just said. Like, I mean, sorry, all the Blue Sky post you just showed.
Yeah.
Like, do these people realize like nothing? Number one, even if you hate Charlie Kirk, well, he's now like a martyr. You know what I mean?
They did it.
Right, and so it's that the stuff you don't like is going to get worse. So what? There's going to be someone else stepping up. There's it's now you've literally made him a martyr like forever. So it's like what? It's actually worse for what you would want to accomplish. And the dude isn't whatever. I don't like his beliefs, and like I said, I think he tries to divide. But he's not in government. He's not. He doesn't have that power to do the shit. You know what I mean? Like he's just.
I think that's like where a lot of it comes from, because he's you and me.
Right.
If he can get smoked, I forgot who said it. I think it was maybe Glenn Beck, or I forget who said it, but basically this opens the door for, I mean, I think maybe it's Kumia. I forget who said it, but basically it opens the door. Like if you're a conservative and you have, a dinky little show with, a dozen followers, is one of them going to like hate you and going to like see you in the street and pop you in the head? I think it was Kumia that said that. It's like, because that door is open now for the left.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I was oh shit, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, and the other reason I don't think it would be the same under us if it happened to Piker is I actually think the left conservative, like the people that Charlie talks to, they are way more proud and fired up than like the left is a mess right now. It is fucking divided. Like I said, even the people like me, we don't really have a leader or a movement or anything going on right now. It's the left's all over the place. There's the Democrat left, the whatever that Harry Sisson left, those fucking losers. There's people like me who care more about the whatever, call us the Bernie left, whatever you want to call us. There's like the Jimmy Dore left that are almost pretty much right wing at this point because they've gone so far. They hate the Dems and the left so much that they've gone around. Like it's just like splintered. There's not like this pride I'm not like, I think people on the left the people on the right are proud to be conservative. They're proud, maybe even be proud to be MAGA or Republican or whatever. Like, nobody's proud to be on the left. I have my beliefs and everything, but my leaders suck. The people that represent me fucking suck, and I don't agree with them. So there's no, even like Hassan, it's not like Kyle Kalinske is probably one of my favorites, and even he's starting to get a little Trump derangement syndrome on me. So it's like,
and even he said some despicable shit about Charlie
mm.
Kirk's assassination.
Did he? He didn't seem very I didn't hear him say anything bad, but he didn't seem very compassionate about it.
Grab that one too, but no, it wasn't. It was he basically said good. He's silenced now.
I don't think he said. Maybe it was somebody else.
I wanted. Yeah,
I'm not calling you a liar, but I watch a lot of his shit, so I didn't remember
Yeah.
saying anything like that. But when he was, and as you and I both said, we're still waiting. I mean, some more info came on the shooter today, but I'm just waiting for it all to be finalized and everything.
Yeah, let's wait for
Right.
the shooter's own words is where I'm at now,
There we
because
go.
it's so I don't know who.
It's changed so many times.
I think everybody's just making shit up at this point. Like,
But-
who knows?
But where I'm gonna go with it, it's just like when info was coming out on the shooter, it came out that somebody with that exact same name in that exact same town or city like donated $200 to Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
So but he has a very common name, so I thought that right away, and then I'm like, then all of a sudden, like, Kyle's reporting on it, and he goes, donated to Donald Trump in 2017, and it took me all of 2 seconds to go, this
He wasn't
kid
old enough.
was a fucking teenager in like high school in 2017. It obviously wasn't him because he couldn't have fucking legally donated. But you, who have millions of subscribers, that didn't even fucking dawn on you before you threw that out there, and it didn't fucking, So I'm like, oh my God, he's getting too, like, I'm the type where, like, look, if the guy's left, right, center, whatever he is, he might, video games, what, I don't know. Like, to me, he's fucking nuts, and he got, he lost it somewhere. So like, that shit doesn't matter to me as much. But I could tell, like, Kyle just doesn't want him to be a lefty. You know what I mean? So he's trying to cling. Like a lot of people on the right don't, people, and it's a lot of people, they don't want it to be on their side. And I'm just
Right.
like, there are killers on all sides here. I'm not. It is what it is. Just don't. Whatever he is he is. Let's just wait to see what he is, basically.
Yeah, and jumping to conclusions right now. That's why I was saying, well, when I talked to Nick earlier this week and we came up with this, is that, man, the waters are so muddied on this kid, but fortunately he's in custody. He will have an opportunity to speak and be able to discuss his motives, and we will get those motives from his mouth. So speculating on it right now is not worthwhile.
Right. So Shmuel, so he says he's not you and me. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, obviously Charlie was way above you and me in pay and all, and fame and all that. But I think what Liquid was saying is, like, he wasn't a politician. He wasn't, a billionaire. He wasn't whatever. Like, started as a teenager. His daddy has connections, but whatever. A lot of people's do, but he built it up. And like I said, I didn't agree with it, but I respected it at first. But then unfortunately, he kind of sold out like everyone does. But that has nothing to do with the shooting. You know what I mean? But what he's saying is, that could be.
You or I.
You're on a much smaller scale, is what he's saying. Like, I used to have a political blog with like 2,000 followers, and suppose that was a YouTube channel with 2,000. Like, that'd be very small. But suppose I was just going under my regular identity. Like, I did have one of my bosses used to, like, when I was doing the blog, was like warning me, like, because I would get threats, and I never took any of them seriously. And he's like, and he was really like, dude, you don't know these people. They could be crazy. And then now that's just an eye opening that, they could have been crazy, because where I lived and everything, I was under my real name. So it wasn't going to be hard to fucking find me. So,
and then now this Charlie Kirk thing happens. You're probably looking back going, shit.
yeah. And that's also, I think I brought this up the other day, not to get off track, but that's kind of why the Kyle Rittenhouse thing affected me so much, because I was someone going to those protests, so I was like, I'm someone that could have been shot. You know what I mean? And I've changed my feelings on the. I still don't like Kyle, but I changed my feelings on the thing a little bit. But it was really, it hit me hard because I was like, I go to those things. You know, I felt like that was one of me getting killed, not the fucking pedophile with the bag that was harassing him. The skateboard guy is the one I always kind of felt bad about. But
Yeah, once it got to that point, I mean, he was running away though. So, but at that point, it's like, you know, all you know is there's a guy running away with a gun and there were
Right,
shots
yeah.
fired. And everybody's going, "Oh, he's murdered this guy. He's murdered a guy." However, if I'm armed with a skateboard, I'm not going after a guy with a rifle in his hand.
No, I don't think I would have either. I'm just saying, like, I felt, but I'm also like, I don't think I would have, but I've also infamously in my personal life done stupid shit like that because I
Yeah.
not to that extreme, but because I'm one of those people that, like, I'm not saying I'm brave, but I have that fucking reaction, like you know, I had
You
one
don't
of my
think.
dogs being attacked by a pit bull, and I went right down and started fighting the fucking pit bull because it's my dog. At work once, there was a huge crate about to fall on towards my brother, and I fucking ran, and my brother easily got out of the way, but I just ran and was like trying to catch the thing's like over 1,000 pounds. And I remember my friend going, "Dude, what were you gonna do if you got there in time?" Like, I don't know, get crushed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have a history of doing a lot of the same shit where,
Yeah,
if somebody's in danger or something's
yeah.
happening, you don't think, you just act.
Right, you just act. So
And then, you look back and go, you know, if I just did nothing,
yeah.
everything would have been just fine.
Yeah, it was literally this huge heavy crate my brother was on. If you know, like, we used to work on a receiving dock way back
Oh,
then.
okay, yeah.
So he's like pulling it off a truck and it hit the lip, so it's teetering, and he's, you know, and I'm like, I yell, but I'm running to like catch it because it's like falling towards him. But of course he sees it in time and just drives the power jack away and it falls, and you know, I'm whatever, still 5-10 feet away. And I was like, and my friends was like just deadpan, like, dude, what the fuck were you gonna do if you got there in time? I'm like, I don't know. I started falling towards my brother, so I ran to try and catch this thing that's over 1,000 pounds. So I don't know. Yeah, it was dumb, but all right.
If we want to continue on, I got a couple more.
Yeah,
pictures
go on,
here.
man. Yep, let's keep going.
This one's a good one.
Let me hold on. Oh,
We can't hear you when you do that.
I know.
In
I'm
fact,
trying to figure out. There's got to be another way. Let me see. No, because it's on you. That's what's.
yeah.
Yeah, usually it's something to present, but since it's just you, all right. I'll when I want to talk, I'll bring myself back on. I'll just do it.
Okay.
Like that.
I'll just do this last couple and then we'll see. Now I'm small. Oh, there we go. So this is one that I like. I mean, it really shows what people on the left are thinking. You know, apparently they can't debate, so you blow a guy away to win the debate. That's kind of what a lot of people are talking about. There's another one. No one threatened your easy targets. This is the fight you lot started. Don't be mad. It's not going the way you wanted. So another person definitely pretty sure that they are sure that it was somebody on the left that did it. This is a guy that whatever. This is a blue sky moderation. Okay, we're done.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's like I said, man. It's I don't know. Like I said, I like talking to people on the other side. Violence. My whole political activist career, whatever you want to say, was like against war, against police brutality. You know, trying to do something about school shootings. So it's like for anyone supposedly on my side to be happy about this is fucking absurd.
It's well, I'm thinking I got another thing here. This one's big time. This is Bob Varley, the musician, and he's actually on an apology tour for this right now, saying he didn't say this. He's right now going around saying he didn't say this.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being. The pronouns were. Because if you chat shit, you will get banned. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, you piece of shit.
Now he's going around saying he didn't say that.
Like you can like what really is like all right, we might be let me just put this up real quick. Then I want something to say.
Yeah.
We're really on all that different hate on both sides. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we try and say all the time. Thank you, Kina. But yeah, like I see they're tragedies, and whenever there's a tragedy, I hope for a silver lining, and there's always an opportunity, but it always goes the wrong fucking way. It's like, there's another, if you show humanity, you try and want to get like, all right, suppose you want to try and do something about gun violence, and you're on the left, you have the right all rattled, be like, hey, let's all come and I still don't think it would work because the right is very angry, but you're just making them more angry, so that's not fucking helping. I don't know. The
Well, they
one
want
thing
to make the right angry. They're very happy about this, and they're happy. I think a lot of it is probably also engagement farming, especially on X.
yes,
On Blue Sky, there's no monetization, so those are just assholes.
So King of all diffs, this is what I'm supposed to be talking to Jib about if that ends up happening. But yeah, you can't just put everyone on the side, because what like I will say this, it does seem like there is more of this coming from the left than there used to be, but it used to pretty much predominantly come from the right or the center, so maybe it seems it's the left is crazy because there's more of it now than there used to be, but I mean, so much of this also came from the right, and I didn't blame the whole right every time. Like there was literally a school shooting at the exact same time in Colorado, and that shooter is a very self-proclaimed white supremacist, far right white supremacist. But and I get why it's not. I'm not just saying it. I get why it's not talked about. When someone famous gets shot that graphically, that close, doesn't matter if the person's left or right. That's going to be the story, not
And that
the
poor school shooter,
school
he'll
shooter.
never get to be famous. Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk
took
stole
his
his
fame.
spotlight.
Yeah, but yeah, that I don't like. I'm trying to figure it out. Is the left a bunch of snowflake soy boys, trying to take your guns, or are they all crazy gun nut killers? Like, which
It
one
could be
is it?
both.
Soy boy killers?
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, and I get and I said this already, but part of my anger was that, or it was more frustration. I'm not going to say I was angry, but frustrated that this is what finally did it, when I thought there were other, and I get someone brought up, they think it's because of how intimate, like we all saw it, like that fucking close up, you know what I mean? So that probably does play a part into it. We usually don't see the school shootings, and if we do see footage, it's usually like surveillance footage from the school that sucks, you know what I mean? Or
Well, I think the reason why so many people is because he was literally shot for what he said. Like a school shooting, it's like it's tragic. It never should have happened. We need to do something about it, absolutely. But the shooter is just an insane person who wants to kill a bunch of kids, and the children did nothing. Charlie Kirk got shot for his words, and I think a lot of us, I mean, do we go to work and say, what if we don't say that we're happy that Kirk's dead, and one of them going to shoot us? It's like we're not worried that a bunch of kids are going to start running around shooting other people, or the school shooter is going to show up, at our house, or they're going to track us down specifically. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I think the more point I was trying to make is that, like, I got kind of like, I don't know, frustrated that like Sandy Hook wasn't the turning point for some people, or Evaldi, I don't know.
You keep talking about Evaldi, and I want to point out that no, the people on the right were exceptionally upset about the response at Evaldi.
Oh, I'm sure, right? I'm sure they're upset, but it wasn't like this kind
I
of
saw
response.
a number of even gun tubers go there and fuck with the cops at Evaldi after that happened. There's a lot that police station got fucked with by the right so much for being a bunch of cowards and not going in and doing anything about it. And then then the part where you got the one officer goes up and like gets the hand sanitizer, and like turns around and starts laughing, and oh my god, no, that fired the right up. Everybody was like, no, fuck these guys.
Where I did give credit the other night is I can't remember I think it was the Texas Rangers, but or Border Patrol. One of them showed up after like an hour, and they're the ones that took the lead because they were like, yo, what the fuck? And they just like, we're going in.
Parents that are armed that were trying to get in there.
Parents were going in. Yeah.
And they were like, no, you can't do that. It's like, there's a motherfucker in there shooting people up.
Yeah. You guys got shields. It's not that they didn't want to go. Nobody wanted to go first or second. You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to be the frontline guy, so they just fucking stood there.
Yeah, but they need somebody like you or I in there is going to do something stupid just because somebody's in danger.
Yeah, you need someone that has a dumb reaction like you and I. Just give us a shield.
I got a gun. I'm going to go smoke that motherfucker before he kills more kids. Don't think about it. Just go.
Yep.
This is going to be my last video. I have another one that's similar to this, but I don't even know why I said that, because you don't know and it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is basically all the over the last few years, all a bunch of Democrat leaders, even Pelosi and stuff, and Pocahontas talking about being violent and getting out there and doing violence against Republicans and conservatives.
This is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
You voted Trump! You voted Trump! Oh, yeah! I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you stay in the crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Protesters attacking Trump supporters. Those supporters were attacked as they left the convention center in San Jose overnight. Some punched, some chased down and beaten. Others had bottles thrown at them.
The protesters shaking cars, breaking taillights.
So you literally didn't say anything to provoke them?
I was like, yeah, Trump. At another point, protesters followed this couple, violently harassing them. Police were there, armed in riot gear, but from what we witnessed, reluctant to initially stop or engage the protesters. Spat on, bottles thrown at them, then punches.
They go low, we don't go high. We take them to the mud and choke them out.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
Other Trump supporters beaten.
What happened? I was walking on the street and this guy like sucker punched me in the back of the head.
You gotta be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
After a WSU graduate student allegedly attacked another student who was wearing a Trump hat, he is now facing an assault charge.
Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Happened.
Trump supporter Arthur Schaefer, seen here earlier in the day, became a target later on. A mob chased him for a block and a half, took his flag, Trump hat, and glasses, and spat all over him.
You know, I'm okay with people making white supremacists feel unwelcome.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
Antifa counter-demonstrators set off a purple smoke bomb, a signal to push aside barricades and move in.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Please, Nancy, please! Please, Nancy, please! Please, Nancy, please!
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
At one of these protests. We're throwing some footage right now. We can't actually air the audio because it is so full of obscenities and cursing at this guy.
He got punched, kicked. They're covering him in vegan milkshake. They stole his camera equipment.
Yeah.
And
think the worst part would be having a vegan milkshake thrown at you.
Gross.
I'd be like, I can stand the rest, but that's just insulting.
They're chasing him, throwing things at him. It is just so vile.
This is the tolerant left.
Self-proclaimed Antifa activist Michael Reinell seen in newly released surveillance images stepping off the sidewalk moments before police say he fatally shot pro-Trump supporter Jay Danielson.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
When they go low, we can.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take you behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
And that's the last of my presentations for today.
So I think obviously, like I've seen a lot of those. You probably have too, like through the years.
Oh, yeah. I just found a good compilation there.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
This is something
good.
that, you know, as a conservative, and this is something that, you know, I wanted to let you know. This is, you know, I see in here every single day. Well, not here so much. I work at a better place now, but I see every day on my For You on X for last 10 years, every single day, somebody talking about how they want somebody like me dead, who's on the left. And I think other conservatives or Republicans like me, I think this Charlie Kirk thing is just the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, now they're actually killing us. So no, we're upset and we're angry and we're emotional about it. And because we've been told that they want us dead for over 10 years now.
So like some of that, like number one, when the fucking Madonna and fucking what's his face?
Yeah, I know a lot of it was clipped out and taken
No.
out of context
I was gonna
like
say
that, but
I can't stand those fucking people. Like they're rich, so they can say that stupid shit. You know what I mean? I'm not condoning it at all. It's fucking ridiculous. Madonna and I can't think of his name. Jesus Christ. His wife shit on their bed. Whatever the fuck he said, killing the president. But yeah, I can't stand those fucking rich people saying that fucking shit. Pelosi doesn't do anything, so she can shut the fuck up.
I'd actually like to see her punch Trump in the face.
I'd like to see somebody, if I could hit a woman. Never mind. I just said that. I fucking hate that woman.
See how violent the left are, people?
Yeah.
Nick wants to hit an old lady.
I want to hit Nancy Pelosi.
But then again, who doesn't?
Right. But
I mean, you don't really have to. You could just push her and she'll just probably.
Some of it is like, I mean, people could disagree with me, but I get so frustrated at the people, you know, in the House of Representatives and the, you know, in the whole Congress there, just doing what they do and ducking. I'm not saying violence against those people, but I have no problem getting in. I would love to get in like one of their fucking faces. Like, if you're not going to fucking talk to us, you're going to talk to me. So some of that I know is that, but I get what people are saying. But so let me ask you this. Do you think Donald Trump bears any responsibility for the shit he says all the time about, like, for January 6th or any of that shit? Oh, that's where you lose me then, man. He says the same shit.
Not really. It's taken that way. Remember, as soon as Donald Trump got into office the very first time, 2016, the meme was all the, you know, the lefties out in the street fucking screaming and protesting and rioting. Donald Trump hasn't divided anybody. The left divided itself by throwing a hissy fit over Donald Trump.
Do you think anybody would have stormed that Capitol if Donald Trump didn't say all the shit he said in that speech? No.
That was going to happen. The people they stormed the Capitol a half an hour before he started the speech.
No, dude.
Actually, a half an hour before he ended the speech. That was when they started. So it was already going to happen. Regardless of Donald Trump, the people who started storming that place weren't even at that speech.
He's always like the radical left. They're violent. Like he's always shitting on all
Because
these
they're being
groups.
violent, and they're being violent towards him.
How come he's not violent? Okay, all right, dude. All right, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
So, like, dude, we protest against the fucking police violence. Nobody cares. We always, and I'm not saying what a lot of those clips were bad. I'm not condoning. The only ones I don't have a problem with, where I think it's fine to say like we got to fight back. We got to be able to use these fucking words. They can't just be taken fucking literally as fighting. But and getting in a member of Congress's face, like I have no fucking problem with that. But yeah, the stuff blowing up the White House and killing a president, or fucking Joe Biden, who's fucking president, saying he's gonna, I beat him behind the school. Senile old man, shut the fuck up. So yeah, that shit I don't like. But to say that Trump never spews like fucking violent fucking rhetoric is I've had his speeches. He'd be like, I'd like to punch that guy in the face because the guy's holding up a fucking anti-Trump sign or whatever. He used to do that shit all the time during his fucking things. Back in the day, we would drag him out back and beat the hell out of him. He would always say that shit.
Okay, so one guy has said a few things. I just showed you dozens.
But he's president of the United States. He's got a whole cult that listens to fucking every word he fucking says. Nobody listens to Nancy Pelosi. Nobody likes Nancy Pelosi.
I just showed you it wasn't just Nancy Pelosi. It's a bunch of other people too.
They were
mostly, as I said, and I even told you, Hassan Piker, who's a huge influencer on the left, has said, he would like to rip my guts out and hang me. I said, this is shit we hear every single fucking day. When there's a reason why it was funny and everybody understood when you went to that protest, and I said, hey, don't forget to find where the bricks are located. There's a reason why everybody knew exactly what I was talking about, because every single time the left have a protest recently, or not every single time, but a lot of times, that devolves into a riot. And that's why, a lot of people are there. There's even I think something happened a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was LA. And people were expecting a bunch of, the lefties to riot, and they immediately boarded up their places, and they're saying black owned business or Hispanic owned business, leave us alone. They were still looted and destroyed.
Yeah, I've gone
through.
So
what I'm saying is, this is the reputation that the left has, is being violent.
We've had the debate or whatever, and whether you guys agree with me or not. I know like Ava backed up some of it, and some of it she said that because she lived in or she does live in Oregon, and where a lot of that shit happens. But that the protests are fucking peaceful, and then the cops, because of curfew, they start fucking tear gassing, spraying whatever people for no fucking reason, and then some of the people take out their frustration on property, which I'm not a fan of, but it's still better than fucking beating people up. I think a lot of it with these protests,
no, they did beat people up and murder them even during those riots. I mean, what they could do is fucking leave.
Leave what?
When they're told to leave, they can,
yeah,
leave,
well,
and then they don't get tear gassed.
In America, I don't like big government telling me I can't be on the fucking street at 10 p.m. They can suck my dick. I fucking live here.
Well, when you're in a violent mob that has a reputation for rioting and destroying things,
they never push that's what they think. They push the left, and then like famously at that Rittenhouse one, they never fucking made the fucking right wingers with the fucking guns leave. They fucking pushed the fucking left to leave the protest.
Yeah, because they knew that shit was going to happen. Remember, that was like the third day in a row when Rittenhouse was when the Rittenhouse thing happened. That was the third day in a row there, and it happened for another two more days. There were more riots.
Yeah, but if there's a curfew for everybody, is what I'm saying. But they don't enforce it on the fucking vigilantes with the militia wannabes or whatever the fuck they're called.
I mean, shit, they barely enforced it anyway. They basically just cordoned the place off.
Right, like I always
let anybody leave.
Look, my theory, because it seems like it happens a lot, is that the cops like I said, get them all riled up with the tear gas, this and that. Then the cops like leave and don't do anything. They let them destroy shit after that, and then that's what gets recorded and all that stuff. But I also think a lot of the issue is the right doesn't protest against any of this shit. They don't protest against police violence. They don't protest against school shootings. Like, they're fine with all of it, it seems, and that's what fucking frustrates the shit out of me.
Well, no, it's not that we're fine with it. It's that we actually do something about it. Protest doesn't do a damn thing.
What have we done about it? We haven't done anything about it.
Well, we try, but it always gets kicked back. Everybody always got some left winger against it. We want security at schools. Oh shit, hit my camera. I'm fiddling with my headset here. I need to stop doing that. It's actually a pretty cool fidget toy. It's a bone conducting.
Oh, nice.
So I'm sitting here I'm sitting here fidgeting with it. But yeah, basically the point I'm trying to say is that the left has the message of the left is if you don't do what we say and if you do something we don't like, then we're going to kill you, we're going to destroy your property, and we're going to riot. And that's the messaging of the left today, of the Democrat Party, and by the words of their own leaders.
Dude,
and I'm not trying to say whether or not, I'm not asking you to defend it. I'm not asking you to accept it. I'm just trying to say that is the reputation that the Democrat Party has today. And I know you are not a part of that. I know Ava's not a part of that. That's not you.
Right.
But as I said, when I can say something like, make a joke out of it, and it was a joke and it was funny, saying that, you're going to a protest to make sure you find out where the brick piles are. Everybody knew what I was talking about. I didn't have to explain anything. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, a lot of those. I remember people, they were putting them up, and it turns out the pictures of the bricks weren't even like real. They're from some other fucking place or whatever. Like, I'm not saying it never happens or whatever. But
I didn't fully believe that the bricks things was happening. I mean, I'm sure it happened somewhere. That's
yeah.
You can never say never in this world, and you can never say everybody or nobody. But it's still, that's the reputation, man.
Well, if that's the reputation, I don't know what to say. I don't even number one, I hate the fucking Democrat Party. I don't think the Dems.
Well, I'm talking about Antifa, BLM.
Okay,
those kind of people.
We can talk about them. Number one, Antifa is not even not that they're not real, but there's not it's not like the Proud Boys where there's different, I belong to this
I know.
I have this leader. It's just this.
Yeah, no, they're disparate groups with various names that fly the Antifa flag, but there's no leadership outside those groups. I mean, I get that, but Antifa is a thing.
Yeah, the concept of whatever it is, but it's just I don't know. They want to here's my big fear on this whole thing, and with what Trump is saying and with what Stephen Miller is saying, I think it's a real possibility. I think they are going to exploit Charlie's death to try and take away I mean, did you hear what Stephen Miller said? His last text message with Charlie Kirk was? I don't know if you saw that.
I heard something about it. I didn't really see it. As I said, I've been busy doing stuff and then trying to prepare for this show.
Gotcha. I actually think I have that for a clip. I'm not gonna. I can play a couple. I'm not gonna
bring up what Peter Sky Parker said about you there.
Which one, Nick?
It doesn't seem.
Nick, it doesn't seem like whenever these guys tell you about your side, they're never describing you.
Because it doesn't describe him.
Yeah.
Nick is a good guy. As we said at the beginning, Nick has the ability to listen to reason. I would never expect Nick to lose a discussion and want to, fight somebody because he lost a discussion. I mean, is that fair to say, Nick?
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. I haven't gotten a fight in fucking years.
No, we're not in any condition to fight anyway. But yeah,
fuck, not these days. Yeah, the only time I ever lose my cool is I think the last time I really lost my cool and threatened somebody was 2 years ago on Memorial Day, where I said some drunk guy was telling his wife to run over my fucking family, and or some while they're leaving the parking lot. So I snapped on the fucking dude, but that wasn't a discussion. That was a drunk dude saying run over everyone in his way, including my wife and kids. So
Well, what I mean is,
Right. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I had a lot more videos, or especially at Charlie Kirk vigils and stuff like that, with assholes coming and tearing things apart and destroying signs and flowers and stuff like that. I didn't want to show those because I was like, I already got too much stuff.
So I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah. Basically, there was one that I thought was funny because the guy was like, the guy was talking about all this shit about Kirk, and the guy was like, well, where'd you get that from? Where'd you prove it? And the guy turns around and says, do you know about mutual combat? It's just like, I'm just laughing. I'm like, yep. The guy immediately had no answer and went directly to violence, and that's not Nick. Yeah, no, I have no interest in that. I like to, like I said, the only time I feel like I win a debate, because like I said, that's always up for interpretation. Who wins is when like somebody starts insulting me or threatening to beat me up. I'm like, okay, I won, because they're, you know what I mean? They've lost
exactly.
Shit. So, let's see. Nobody even speaks on Epstein. Right? Yeah, almost nobody. I'm not saying nobody does, but I agree that's disappeared. Like when when the shooting first happened, you get all these conspiracies come out, and I never, even though I'm someone that fully believes that the government or CIA was involved in the JFK assassination, I never think that shit like in modern day, like with Trump or this one. Like I remember when this shooting came out, and like I remember I saw rumors that it was to distract from Epstein, and it's like no, like Trump's doing a ton to distract from Epstein, but they're not going to kill somebody to distract from Epstein. And they're showing the guys I think are doing hand signals behind Kirk, and I will admit it looked weird. It looked like they were literally doing baseball signals, but if anyone thought about it, they were right behind Charlie Kirk. Are they going to tell someone to pull the fucking trigger when they're right behind Charlie Kirk, hoping this guy can hit from 200 yards away and not hit them? Like, no one's going to do that. Like, no one thinks this shit through before they come up with these fucking like theories and stuff.
And also, what the guy do? He like scratched his ear and rubbed his nose or something.
Yeah, like it literally.
Dude,
it's something you could honestly do. It just looked funny because two guys did it, and it totally looked like if you play baseball, it looked like they're telling them to steal third. They're like, it was odd, but still, I'm like, no one's gonna like signal to shoot when he's right behind the guy they're shooting at, just in case they miss. It's like it's just not gonna happen. King of all diffs. I am 46 years old. I will be 47 before the year is over. I am getting old. Too old.
And I am relatively the same age.
So we are in our mid to late 40s. Let's see. Seriously, I have no idea who this left is. So I'll even look to defend Liquid a little bit. Like I've said a million times, the left is splintered, and the reason why I will listen to people on the right when they tell me certain things about the right is because I think you have to be on a side to fully get all of it. You know, like I do think people on the right do have a lot of misgivings on the left. Like not everybody, but some do. Like the people that just assume, you know, the straw man thing, like you said, the people that just assume that I'm gonna like Biden and everything the Dems or Harris or whatever, because they just think they think I don't know, everyone's the same on the left when they're not, just like everyone on the right is not the same. So
unless they're the blue no matter who's.
Right. And what I find ironic, like if you want to be even serious about this Kirk thing, is some of the, like I know people in my personal life who kind of celebrated the Kirk thing. Not many, but I know a few. And if you know them in real life, you might even be surprised because one of them's like an older woman. You know what I mean? It's not like it's
like
weird,
you see them in person and they're nice, but
yeah, this person's a very good person.
Get them behind the keyboard and
yeah, it's just a bad look. So I try to remember that because I'm like, I know good people who said awful shit, and I know they're good people. So I'm guessing a lot of these people are good people too. But like the internet has just rotted our fucking brains. Like I no matter what, if the shooter's left, right, center, I think the internet played a part or in this, whether it's messaging group, whatever, like just not, you know, communicating with real people in real life. And it's starting to rot the brains of adults too, who would never fucking say shit like this back in the fucking day. It's
I 100% blame social media for the current climate of the United States and across the world, basically, and any place that has the internet. I think social media has been the worst thing that's happened to mankind, and forever. To be honest, we were never meant to all talk to each other from all over the place. We're meant to know the local news and only care about the local news.
Yeah.
Because anything that happens outside of our town, we shouldn't care or worry about.
King of all diffs, I think I have, and I know part of it you're joking and part of it you're serious, but I will say this. I feel I'm smart enough to know that both sides are fucking, like I said, trying to keep us divided, which is like, Jib, I don't know if you're watching, but let me just say this. I believe the purpose of one of your shows is to just laugh at the left, and which is obviously your obligation. I mean, your obligation. Obviously, your what word do I want? Prerogative? Whatever. Yeah, not obligated. You're not obligated to do it. Sorry, that's not the right word. But
I'm making it good.
Yeah, you can obviously do whatever you want. Is what I'm trying to say. And but I'm just saying the purpose of this show is to try and to talk about politics like water cooler style, but also to try and bring the left and right to get, like I said, I believe most of our supporters and viewers are at least right wing or center right or whatever. I know a few lefties that watch, but not a lot, and I actually think that's good because it's like, hey, I'm a lefty that you're like, they try to divide us, man. And like I said, you have to think of your everyday real life where if you're a righty, you have lefties in your family, you have lefties at work, you have lefties who are neighbors, you like them. Those are the real left. Just like if you're on the left, you have righties in your family at work and your neighbors. That's the real right. They always show us the most extremes. So we start to think everyone's fucking extreme. And that's how they keep this going. Like that was one of my issues with Charlie Kirk is I love that he talked to people and I love the debate, but some people thought he was trying to reach across the line. I think he was looking. I watched enough of his shit to think he's looking to get a zinger in on a dumb college kid that goes, oh shit, and everyone claps and it goes viral. He's not looking to merge the sides together or anything. So
oh yeah, he was going to college campus. Well, at first he went to college campuses, because he was, actually trying to do something. But no, recently, the last, many years or however long he's been sort of corporatized, that was his product, was going to college campuses and talking to dumb kids.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Peter, I think you're talking about the discussion you're having in the chat with King of all diffs, and I get that. You know what? It is a waste of time with some people. It really is. I'm not gonna act.
But
like
it's interesting,
right? And I'm not gonna act like you make a lot of progress. It's very hard. It's very hard to get people to, usually when they change, it's because shit changed in their personal life, and sometimes they'll blame whoever is present. You know what I mean? Like, just talking to me isn't going to change a lot of people. You try and get them to see things, and every so often it will, but more often than not, you don't get anywhere. But, as I've said, Liquid and I both changed our opinions on things on this show. So it is possible. We didn't change our ideologies or anything or beliefs, but, certain things on some topics. All right. Before,
all right, so what do you got for me?
Yeah. Let me bring up the, oops. We'll bring up, I'm fucking hitting the wrong thing. Stephen Miller. I'll bring that up. So,
just real quick. I did want to say something that I totally forgot about before we get into this. I did not search out any of the stuff that I brought up today. It was just on my For You that I scrolled through on X. It was all just there. I did not search out any of that stuff.
Gotcha.
So anyway, go ahead.
So where it was a little harder for me is obviously like I tried to stick a lot to the Charlie Kirk, and obviously there's not much I can show. I can show people being nice, but that's not, you know what I mean? But,
yeah, people are pretty universally trying to be good on the right. I'm sure there's posts out there from people on the right, Republicans that hated Kirk, I'm sure they're out there.
I'm sure they're just yeah. So a lot of what I did have
just
was
not in the amounts that that there are people being an asshole on the left. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
no. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll bother at this point. I'll just tell you a lot of what I did. I was just gonna kind of scroll. I was on. I have up like this because a lot of what he's showing right now is people who are on the right who are giving people on the left shit for what they said about Charlie, and then you'll see that same person shitting on some Dem that was killed or attacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I've seen a couple of those. Yeah.
So I had a lot of that. I had what sucked. I had a video of I'm not going to show it because it's obviously way too biased. Of like Mediasan like talking about the right wing violence. What sucked is there was a video I started to watch, but I don't know if it's any good or whatever. So I don't know. I'll just show a few things and we can end it soon because like this was mostly on Charlie, so we'll just keep it on Charlie. And like I said, there's not. I fully believe that it's a left and right thing, so I could show the right, saying awful things on the past, but obviously not a lot on Charlie Kirk, so there wasn't much I could show. But I did want to cover this at least because this is one of my big fears is that they're going to use what happened to Charlie to
that senator or that state senator that just a couple months ago got murdered.
Minnesota, yeah,
in Minnesota. I mean, I'm sure you could find something they could have said about that. But anyway,
yes, no, I do have stuff on that. Yeah,
all
there
right,
is
cool.
that is one of the ones.
I mean, not cool, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah. All right, so let's listen to this psychopath, Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller reveals his last conversation with Charlie Kirk.
And let me tell you something I've not shared with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection. But we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate. You want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile because the power of law enforcement under President Trump's leadership will be used to find you, will be used to take away your money, take away your power, and if you've broken the law, to take away your freedom, Sean.
Stephen.
So there's even
with that.
So number one, I don't believe for a fucking second. I would love to see this text message from Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like what worries me is like who is he talking about? Like they I know like they put on there that Trump's threatening George Soros. Dude, you want to go after a billionaire? Knock yourself out. Take out all the fucking billionaires for all I care. But like what else? Like what else do they mean? Like
it's probably talking about organizations like BLM, Antifa, that sort of stuff. The Free Palestine people and all that sort of stuff. Whoever's funding
right.
them
So that worries. So now we can't protest against Israel. Like that's what I mean. I have a feeling some big
never
government.
been able to protest against Israel.
I know, which is fucking weird. You can't even boycott Israel. I remember they tried making that illegal. I was like, what the fuck? That companies couldn't boycott Israel. It was fucking crazy. Hold on, I did see a chat before I got to my next.
But that doesn't really sound like something Kirk would say, though.
No, that's what I mean. I don't believe, like, that's what I mean. It's kind of like, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people on the right that don't like Stephen Miller, so I appreciate that. Like, I don't know how you feel, but I know a lot of people that think he's fucking too much power, too psycho. You a fan?
Kind of the first time I've ever actually heard him say anything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've not paid attention to him at all.
Yeah, he's fucking Is BLM even a thing? Who knows? The problem with BLM is, like I said, I'm someone that protested with them multiple times. The people that volunteered were fantastic. The people that were leaders were fucking crooks. And
there wasn't really like a BLM either. Well, there was a BLM, but then there's a lot of other BLMs. And
Yeah,
but all of them were, all the people, they were just cash grabs to try to get donations.
yeah, it turned into a total crock. This is the one I saw. What did you two think of Charlie Kirk's widow's speech? Did you see the speech?
I have
Well,
not. As I said,
okay.
I've been kind of busy. But yeah, a lot of crazy shit was said about her too after her speech too.
Yeah, that one was weird
They've
because
been talking shit about her and the kids too.
I don't like the last thing I want to do is criticize a widow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For how they react.
God,
but
how
yeah.
do you wear this thing for so long? It's crushing the shit out of my nose.
So here's what happens, dude, right? I have a bunch of them. You want to stretch it out so it's a little looser. Like,
Yeah.
when you get new ones, like I have new ones and I hate wearing them because they suck. I unfortunately, like I said, I have 3 of this one alone, and they're usually the ones I rotate. And I've had one of them still kind of new, so one of them still kind of sucks, but I don't wear it as much as the other 2. And once it stretches out a little bit, it gets a lot easier. But whenever I would get a new one, it was fucking brutal. Let me see. Yeah, her speech, it was actually weird. I wonder if I can it was kind of short.
Yeah, if it's short enough, let's watch it.
Or I can at least get the highlights of it. Trying to remember. I can't remember if I just saw a clip or if I saw the whole speech. All right, I see something that's like 16 minutes, which is too long, but I see something that's like 3 minutes, so I don't know if that was the highlights I saw. But so she kept like pluralizing, not kept, but a couple of times she pluralized, like multiple people killed her husband when it was one. It was I don't know, it was kind
Or
of
like she knows something we may not.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she was blaming the whole left or if it was, like I said, she knows something we don't know. All right, we'll try. I'll put it at like, it's longer than I remember, but I'll put it at like time and a half here. Or time and a quarter anyway, just to start. All right, but yeah, it was a little. I didn't take you down yet, Steven. Sorry. Yeah, it was a little odd. So maybe we'll just play this and then end it. Because what I basically had is I had a bunch of fucking tweets of, like I said, people bitching about like how people treated Kirk, and then like them like making fun of some black Democrats that died, making fun of the Minnesota thing. So it's a lot of that repetitive shit. As long as we can just acknowledge that happened, I guess it's like not a lot to go through it all. And
yeah, for anybody who this you is a great, this you question mark is a great follow on X.
There you go. And
I think that's what it is, right?
Oh, yes, that's what. Yeah, that's actually what I have a bunch of their stuff up. Yeah, it's called
it's
at this you, but it's spelled like
THISS_YOUU.
Yeah, it's great because they go after both sides, and it just shows all. They'll take usually public political figures, either politicians or the big political pundits or activists, and when they say something hypocritical, they're so good at finding something they said in the past that was like the opposite, and they'll put both of them up, and it's like this so it's like it's perfect. All right, let me see. Sorry. Erica Kirk. All right.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from the studio, this chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you.
Can we pause it for a
Hold on.
second?
Yeah. Sorry.
He did. Your friendship was amazing.
Shit.
You supported him.
Okay.
Does this seem like a performance to you too?
That's so okay, dude. I didn't want to say it, and I'm glad you said that. Like I said, I don't. Yes, and trust me, dude. I'm at 1.5 speed. In regular speed, it's even. You can probably tell it's even more. I don't. Like I said, I hated thinking something off on a widow because you never know how you're going to react. But, dude, it seemed like an acting job. It was very odd. That's kind of, but I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to put that in your head.
Yeah, you didn't want to poison the well. But dude, this seems like it's a performance.
Yeah, it was very, yes. It's probably why this person
is
asked.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I was like, well, especially when she did the first thing, they're so brave, or the first responders. I was like, well, that was a little weird. And then, like, as we're going on, like, this is a performance. This is your husband just died.
Right. Yeah. Then he loved this chair. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't want to because you never know how you're gonna react in tragedy, especially a death. So it was just, I don't know.
So as I say, I didn't want to say anything because it's her husband died. She doesn't.
Right.
You never know how you're going to react. But this really does seem like a performance, like it was rehearsed.
Yeah. So my guess, if I had to guess, obviously I don't know. Obviously she's upset. You know what I mean? She lost her husband. She lost the father of her kids. I wonder. This is where I went right away. If I don't know if she almost got like a script or something from somebody. I don't know, and this is, you know what I mean, like instead of just using her own words, they tried to get her to say somebody put pressure on her to say certain things. I don't know, it just seemed, or she could just be how she deals, but yeah, it was very weird.
So well,
it's just the emotion doesn't seem genuine is what it is.
Yeah, again, something else I didn't want to say, but that's what, and obviously we're not the only ones, because like multiple people in the chat thought the same thing. And
2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks.
What up, Pack Ride?
But most of all,
go Ducks.
Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. Such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come in and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful. Charlie always said that if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office, that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children.
So like that seems real to me. That seems different than the other part. You know what I mean? So like now it's like obviously the emotion is overwhelming now, but at the beginning,
I was gonna say that part actually seems like real emotion. Like
100%.
She broke up right there, but with all that whispering stuff, like,
and you know what? It could be nerves.
I mean, it could be. I mean, is she a public speaker person?
Probably not. Like, I literally just thought of that now. Like, it just could be nerves. Like, so I gave one eulogy in my life for my father, and it's still everyone. I'm a terrible public speaker. I'm a terrible speaker to begin with, and I had multiple people like telling me like, dude, you were so good. It's almost like I'm not a religious person at all, obviously, but it's almost like in that moment I just had it for like those 5 minutes, and but yeah, I remember one part I started breaking down, and I'm like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to like pull it together to get like going again, and I finally was. So, I had a couple moments where I made some jokes, and people laugh. So I get all that, the Go Ducks thing, like to get all that in, and I get and you get a raw emotion. So, and I get everyone's different. Just like I said, I'm with you, and obviously with PSP and the other person, that some of it at the beginning, just I don't know, like it could be nerves, could be they told her what to say and at the beginning and she didn't know how to say. I don't know, but yeah, this isn't even like the part I wanted to go over. There's the part where she starts talking about the killers or whatever, the killer, and it's I don't know. It's just when we get to that, it's a little
He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love.
Sorry, they, not we.
I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart. I honestly have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too. I know you do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. So incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all. The evildoers.
Okay, this is first the evildoers, and I'm like, this George W. Bush, like, that's what he said, right? Didn't he call them the evildoers?
The evildoers. I think so, something like that. Actually, I wanted to say, do you know what this sounds like? This sounds like a sermon.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is I don't think I saw the whole thing. I think I saw like a lot of it, but I think I saw clips. But I remember the evildoers part from here, like here, as it gets a little, you'll see.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo
now it's back
around
to
the world.
emotional. She's pissed.
Yeah. It's like some of the wording. Like I think someone wrote this, and obviously I don't know, but I wonder if someone wrote this for her or part of it. I can't imagine her writing. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the woman, but evildoers just seems like a weird phrase for a eulogy. You know what I mean? But But now,
No, I think it's just she had somebody prepared something for her. Remember, she's the wife of the head of TPUSA.
Yeah.
They have
Like,
speech writers. There's probably somebody wrote it for her, and at first is probably pretty mechanical, but once she first kind of broke down a little bit there, now it's just like then she went into like preacher mode for a minute, and now she just seems pissed.
yeah, now it's the rage. Yeah.
A battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country, this country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept. I couldn't sleep last night. And Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you. I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strives to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right? That's what it's all about. Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who loved my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them. All of them. God bless you all. And may God bless America.
Okay, so I'll just say at first, I think, yeah, she had a script, and I think she was nervous and reading from it because she probably just doesn't do it. But yeah, once she finally broke and was started speak more from the heart rather than off the script. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, I think
oh, sorry.
Well, no, go. I was just gonna say my problem, and I just realized watching, like, I didn't see the whole thing through. What I watched, somebody obviously clipped it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I missed segments. So I saw the odd stuff, and then it kind of cut to the evildoers. So
yeah.
I think I even missed when she broke down and everything. So yeah, I agree with you. There's a script. She's just nervous at the beginning, and so it looked performative, and then finally.
Yeah, because there towards the end is kind of what I was expecting at the beginning.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap it. What sucks? I
Feel
had,
bad for her.
awful, especially when she started talking about the, talking to her 3-year-old.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
No, I mean, what do you do in that situation? What do you even say? It's a 3-year-old. She's not going to understand.
No,
and then later on, she's going to resent you for lying to her.
Yeah, dude. So with real quick with my heart thing, when I went to the ER like months ago, I can't remember if I told you this or not. I was in bad, like worse than I am now. I felt worse, and I overheard one of the technician who took my chest X-ray talking to the woman who was about to give me an EKG. They were talking outside my room, and they were whispering. And they must have been talking about another patient, but I thought they were talking about me, and I thought I was fucked. I literally thought I was dying. It was the weirdest couple hours of my fucking life, because I literally was coming to terms with in my head that I was, and my wife and son, my youngest, kept texting me, and I'm like lying, because I didn't know what to say, and I'm like, and he's 14. I can't imagine what you say to a 3-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Jesus. It's fucking crazy. I lost it. And maybe I'll put it in the comments later in the video. I did have I don't know where I had the stats on the last, I think it was like the last 50 kind of like attacks or whatever, like what one number were done by left wingers, what were done by right wingers, which ones had no political affiliation at all, and everything like that. And I fucking lost it.
That's not the one by the ADL, is it?
I can't remember who it was by, but anyway, I'll look more into it. It's not. It is what it is.
Yeah, I've been seeing all the stats going around, and they're all copying the same ADL stats, and that was basically debunked as being bullshit a long time ago. Basically, they padded the numbers by saying, oh, if like a skinhead like gets out of jail and like slaps his girlfriend, that's extremist right-wing violence, and that's not even hyperbole. They like literally do that, where anybody who they think is right-wing does anything at all, it's right-wing extremist violence, and everybody who is like on the left, like say like a Democrat or whatever, punches a Nazi, they don't consider that extremist violence.
Gotcha.
So this was debunked a long time ago that is an absolutely severely biased thing, and everybody references it. So it's like you go see somebody do reference these numbers, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the ADL thing. You can go to the ADL and see the thing. But yeah, that was.
I know I didn't get it from them. I got it from somebody who posted it, by someone I trust who posted it, but I don't remember their exact source. All right, yeah, like I said, most of the other stuff I had was just the hypocrisy of people on the the right when they would make fun of or laugh at the Minnesota politician, or there was another like black one that I don't even remember this happening, but something happened with her. And so I guess we can all acknowledge there's shitty people on the left and the right on the internet when that happens. Now, I don't know, bored people with just showing it. It also has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. So the way the episode went, I almost feel like stupid even showing it. So we're over the almost at 2.5 hours, so we'll wrap it up in a minute. But I'm just gonna say, from my perspective, I will concede I think there is more violence on the left than there used to be, but I still don't. I am no way think it's this. The left is fucking gone fucking nuts, because for the longest time it was almost always right wing, these shootings. Shooting up that black church, had the school shooting on the same day as Kirk that was right wing. So I remember it mostly being right wing, and now yes, we are getting some left wing. So obviously there definitely seems like there's more, because there wasn't really any. So, but I still think there's more right wing than left wing, but I don't even blame that. It's I don't know. The shit's fucking going crazy. We have. I hate being that person, because I remember when I was younger, people would blame video games or they would blame fucking movies. And the internet is obviously, as these younger generation is coming up, that's been completely raised on the internet, especially the ones that went through COVID and everything, where they didn't go to school for a year or two. Obviously, it's not affecting all the kids, but it's affecting some, and whether they're could be getting into far left ideology, far right ideology, just fucking brain rot from fucking these video games, so they don't think this shit's fucking real. I don't know. You know what I mean? We'll find out what happened with this one, but I just think we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble, because as someone that has two older kids who, yes, the internet was around obviously when they were coming up, but it wasn't like it is now. Like, they didn't have smartphones when they were in fucking school and all this stuff like the youngest one does. So I see the difference. And like, socially, I should say, I see the difference, and it is scary. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah, as I said, I blame social media for all of society's ills at the moment. It's done way more harm than any good. As I say that on the social media site.
Jeez. All right, and if I do get into the left versus right, but I'll save that for Jib, because he's the one I really want to take my frustration out on. Fucking anyway. And
absolutely. Hey, you could have practiced today.
I know. Well, we got in a tiny bit with the Trump rhetoric and all that, but yeah, that's right. I forget, Trump even said something, but it was after the Kirk thing, so I guess that could be considered in retaliation. But he said something that could be considered violent towards the left, or calling for violence towards the left. I can't remember exactly what it was, so I can't really fucking say it. But
as I said, a lot of people on the right now are very fed up with the left after Charlie Kirk, and there is a lot of violence being threatened against the left right now. That is accurate.
Okay, so we agree. All right. So anyway, Liquid, tell them where they can find you, and thank you for bringing all those clips.
No problem. I wasn't even collecting them for this show.
Sure.
I was just collecting them to have them for later, and then we came up with the idea for the show. So I was like, "Hey, perfect! I got them." You can find me here on YouTube at Liquid Cryptid. I think it's Liquid_Cryptid. I forget. I'll probably be streaming more. I got a new program that I'm working on that transcribes and makes a searchable database for videos, where I can actually pull it up. Once I transcribe all the videos in a folder, I can actually pull it up, write in a keyword. It'll take me to everywhere it is said in every video, and you can click on that link where you click on where it says it's at on the dialogue. It'll actually open the video up to that point. It works on audio files as well. And then I got another thing the feature I'm adding to it that broke it again is being able to do individual files as well. Not only search the whole folder, but be able to select an individual file in the folder and search that, and bring it up so that it has the whole transcript there, and you can actually read through the transcript of the video and then click on it, and it'll bring up the video to that point. That's where it shouldn't be breaking. Oh, and I'm also and I'm also now updating. I used Whisper AI for the transcription, and I saw I was using the CPU, and like, no, I want to use a GPU, and now I'm having trouble with that, getting the GPU version of Whisper to work. It's just been a pain in the ass. You can go to my Kick channel. Now it's just stream sniping. I'm not paying for the AI voices anymore. I mean, it's only like $10 a month, but I'm just like, nah. And
yeah, I got you.
So and nobody was using it, and it's basically just becoming an archive. And but I got a new beefy storage, so I'm actually recording all the shows anyway.
Oh, nice.
Because I got this app that I'm making, so that I can actually now. What I was thinking of doing is doing a show where, maybe every Thursday or Friday afternoon or night, get on, bring up the app, and tell people, hey, what words should I search for all the streams that happened this week? And I can go through all the VODs from the week that I have recorded, and we can, see who said what and where, see how many N-words were said.
Oh my God. My latest video, one of the comments was, I don't remember the exact comment, but I must have said the F word a lot, didn't realize it. And so when the comment was like, F-bombs, and they put some crazy number, fucking something like that. So I didn't even realize. Ava wants me to read the Dairy Queen joke. Hey, Ava. What's the Dairy Queen joke? They can find him at
whatever.
Dairy
Ava's
Queen.
been spazzing out.
Okay, I don't know I guess that's the joke. I wanted to find this one. The left didn't shoot Charlie Kirk, you dumb fucks. Yeah, even if the guy ends up being lefty, it wasn't the whole left. I'm still waiting. We're still waiting. Everything kept coming out. They kept changing it. So Liquid and I are both just fucking waiting. And all I ask, and it is, I hope whatever it is, let's just accept it and move on. If he's a lefty, he's a lefty. If he's a righty, he's a righty. If he's a whatever the fuck the Nick Fuentes ones are, the Goikers or the Groiker, whatever the fuck they call it, Groiper. If he's
they're called Groipers a righty. So if he's a Groiper,
yeah, I know, but to me that's almost a separate thing in my book.
Yeah,
like I remember people were like, he's not a Charlie. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me call out one fucking person. I said this, I think the night we went live, the night it happened, but I don't remember the dude's name, but that fucking idiot on MSNBC who right after the shooting was like, he said something like, yeah, and we don't know, it could have been a Charlie Kirk supporter who was shooting his gun in the air in celebration. You're a fucking idiot, dude. You saw the video. That wasn't a celebrate. Like nobody. It's unbelievable. Like I think people overreact. Like I see like people on the right of Fox News like, you got to fire this guy. And even though I don't like them, you don't got to fire him. Fire that fucking idiot. That was just so fucking stupid and just like. I know people were like, there's no way a Charlie Kirk supporter shot Charlie Kirk. And I get that 99.99% chance of Charlie, the only possibility is, yes, we do have history of people stalking celebrities that they love. And if they feel like they got dissed by the celebrity, you know what I mean? They may shoot the celebrity. But that's, to me, it was like a 1 in a million chance it was going to be that. But there was 0 chance it was a supporter that shot his gun and Yahoo! Like, it was a fucking sniper shot, dude. You saw it. Come on.
Yeah, it's I mean, we've gone over the issues with journalism before, and it's just, they're trying to get the scoop and be the first to say something about it. And he said something, ridiculously stupid, rather than doing what really should be done is, we don't know what happened. We'll let you know as soon as we have verified information that doesn't come from some retard on X.
It's too much. Oh shit! Let me ask you one question before we go. Sure. Do you think that? I know my answer, but do you think that Kash Patel just showed that he is in way over his head as head of the FBI, or no?
I think he is. I'm starting to lose my my Cash Patel faith, that because at first, as I said, he's like this crazy little Indian, right?
Yeah,
He's
whatever
like
he
this
is.
crazy little Indian dude with wild eyes. As I said, he's likely to just be in front of his computer at his office or whatever, do a rail of coke, and just hit the enter key and release everything and yelling, let's do it, motherfuckers.
Yeah, and just like
but no, it's just I don't think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, that Valhalla comment was very cringe, but by Cash Patel. But the other thing I hope people don't forget is that he and the FBI, they didn't fucking solve shit. The fucking they put the pictures out, thankfully, so that the
Well, his
father
father had to turn him in.
the father had to fucking step in. So they didn't, and I'm not blaming the agents or anything, but just there's some big, just like the look, I gave my theory already. Just like when Trump was shot at, the Secret Service was a mess. No matter you like Trump or not,
Yeah.
they were a fucking mess. The lady that ran it had no fucking business running it, and she ran head of security at Pepsi. That was her experience, and I fully believe that Pepsi gave Biden a ton of money, and that's part of the reason this lady gets hired. And Cash Patel gets hired for similar reason, just not the money thing, but this is more like a Trump ball washer. Sure, you run the FBI, podcaster. You know what I mean? And then he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And it's embarrassing. Like we need
Generally at that level, the people who run those agencies at like the sort of the cabinet level like that don't really like run the day to day. They just say what Trump wants. So
Right.
I mean, you got to give them that. But on the other hand, I mean, the buck stops at there.
Like him.
Incompetence is incompetence, and I don't think he's running it very competently.
No, I mean, twice he acted like they had the two people they arrested, the old guy, and then they arrested some college kid walking around with a fucking like, BB gun. And both times he's like, especially the second time, we got him. It's like, dude, fucking wait. No wonder all this info is bad that's coming out. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's not a good look either. When you're constantly, we got him. Okay,
Yeah.
no, we don't.
We don't.
No, we
Yeah.
got him. Like, no, we don't. And the next time, we got him, and everybody's like, "Are you sure?"
So Buddhist priest, I will say this in the final thing. The info that came out today, if it ends up being true, there is more of a chance he's a lefty than there was yesterday. But I'm still waiting.
Well, he still could be a griper.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for
those are weirdo freaks.
Right. I'm just like I even what I thought with the information, like I waited for info and I forget the source, but there was a source that said, and obviously I don't know because I'm not a gamer, but that everything on those cartridges
Goes
were
from
either
Helldivers too.
something from the game or something they say when they play each other in the game, like catch fascist or you're a whatever. So like all of it could have been linked to the game, not like the chow whatever was also in the game. But I don't know if that was the case. Then I thought this kid's just some crazy.
So
He's just
Helldivers
crazy.
too.
Yeah,
It's a good game.
Is it a good game?
But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's very tongue in cheek. It's kind of like Starship Troopers, the movie. You know how it's got that like tongue in cheek
Oh
sort of
yeah,
badness
yes.
sort of thing. Yeah, it's damn near the same thing, even like fighting bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and robots and things, but it's a lot of fun. It's a co-op. That doesn't matter what it is. It's a fun game. But yeah, it's not necessarily true what they were saying. And also, have you seen what was said on the shell casings?
Yeah, I saw it even change. Like there was one where they said there was something trans written.
I mean,
on
have
it,
you
and there
seen
wasn't.
have you seen
Oh.
the actual writing on the casing?
No, actually I haven't seen them. No.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah,
We're just
you're
going by
right.
what people have
We're
said.
saying,
So,
right. Yeah, that's
so
right.
I dismissed that like right away. It's like at first the authorities were saying there was a lot of pro LGBT or pro trans anti-fascist slogans on it. And then like a couple days later, they're talking about, oh, it said this, that, and the other thing. And I'm
Right.
like, where are you getting that from?
Yeah, you're right. It keeps changing. That's why I've been waiting too. So
Yeah. So we don't know what's going on.
But Cigarette Jones, you were right. That first guy they arrested looked just like Barry Ribs. It was fucking crazy.
I was a little shocked when I saw it. I was like, okay. And then, as you said in a previous video, he's like, as they're pulling away, he's like, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. And it's like basically admitting to it.
Yeah, it was
So maybe he was a. I mean, I maybe kind of believe that he was supposed to be like a distraction, so the guy can get away.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like I said, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but like I didn't go with the hand signals, like I said, but that seemed like a distraction. Then you could even say the second one could have been just. I mean, obviously, okay, it's Utah. Maybe it's not weird for some college age kid to be walking down the road with a fucking rifle BB gun, but it's like also that could have been another distraction because they're looking for someone with a rifle, so they just arrest him, and then oh, it's a BB gun, blah blah blah. So yeah, it was the only reason I thought maybe it's not because there has to be some kind of link between those two guys and whoever the shooter is, and I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't said any kind of leak or anything, but they haven't really said anything. So
right, yeah, it's very weird. All right, guys, we'll end it there. Thank you for joining. We'll see what we'll do next week. I mean, I'm sure the Charlie Kirk thing will still be in the news. We'll probably have a lot more info, so maybe it'll be on that again, or maybe it'll be on something else. We'll see. But you can always find me here on YouTube at OG Mumbling Nick. I do a show on Saturdays with the Pineapple called what is it called? Between Two Hacks. And I've been doing these one-off shows, usually called I Will Try My Best. And sometime this week, maybe even tomorrow night, we'll see. I'm supposed to go head-to-head with Cut of the Jib so we can finally get to the bottom of that. And I don't think you guys will agree with me politically, but hopefully you'll agree with me when it comes to what we're actually talking about, because he's a fucking liar and he ain't no First Amendment fucking advocate. So we'll put that to rest. Anyway,
I'll be there for that.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
And thank you all for showing up. Till next time. Peace.
Have a good night.
Stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that dabble politics mix. So where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what's in front of ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gotta vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get saved up all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up.